All right, all right. What's good, everyone? What's good? Good afternoon. Well, good evening, rather. Thanks for coming on, Lawrence. But yes, your friend, I want to do here is kind of a quick impromptu kind of thing. Into the rabbit hole is what I wanted to call. I couldn't think of what I really wanted to call, but this is what I ended up coming with. And it's because of male depression. I recently had a friend, former coworker, who they're pretty much, are almost they've almost died pretty much. The thing that's left is, to pull the plug. But he sunk so low in depression from, dealing with, I guess, all the stress of women and everything that they decided to end that stress. And it makes me go back to the stream we had a couple of Sundays ago, whenever Marco came up and he said, that the second worst thing that a guy could do, was to, get him pregnant and, have an unwanted pregnancy in the end. The first being uh, some type of disease or something, and said that, all of us, we should be protecting ourselves. And the other side of this that never came up, off the end of if you do get them pregnant, is the stress and torment that they will now put you through just because of the simple fact that you are attached to them for the duration of that child's life. Um, that's why it's very important for us to take Marco's words to heart about protecting yourself and wearing condoms, because there's guys out there, it's got golly, they talked about it. I forgot on whose channel before about, a guy being proud of having 14 kids. But it's really not uh, something to be proud of at all. Um, I mean, the stress and the problems and the headaches that come along with it, with the women more so than the children, is just you begin to see that it begins to be too much for certain men or certain males, I guess I should say. But and they break, well, they shatter under all that pressure of them wanting to just create more chaos for them in their peace. Um, so they look to find ways to end that chaos, and they do so by um, ending their lives. So I felt this was something that needed to be talked about today, because you should never, uh, man, you should do everything you can to keep yourselves out of these positions. Um, the best thing that you can have is peace of mind, and that's something that Marco always talks about with the decisions he makes when he wears a condom every time that whenever somebody says hey, I'm pregnant, and they trying to put it off. Like, well, look, we can go down there and take the test now, because I know what I've done to protect myself to keep that from happening. Um, and that's something that all men need to think about, and really evaluate um, for uh, for the future of your mental health and emotional as well. I mean, all those things that affects you physically. Um, and I guess that's it for my monologue pretty much right now. Lawrence, welcome to the panel. Thanks for coming up.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. And hopefully a couple other brothers will come up to talk about some
Yeah.
talk. um, I'm sorry about what happened to your friend, man.
Yeah. But hey,
Um, I've had a few I've had a few friends in my lifetime who did the same thing for the same reasons, man.
yeah,
Mostly through divorce, but there's been a couple who was just had a kid with a female, and Um, she just pushed him just too far.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I sound a little melancholy, man. It just when I got the email, man, I spent the whole day just thinking about all the dudes
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it.
that I've known who made that choice. And to be fair, I almost came close to doing it myself one time. So
Damn. Yeah. So yeah, it's it's very. That's why I want to do this stream today because it's very important. Um, what you put your focus on, what you place important in your lives, and in this day of time, it goes to show, um, man, the one of the most things that should be important to you is your freedom and your peace of mind. Um, Not having to deal with that type of chaos, to me, it's freeing. Um, Not having to be worried about that, worrying about, some woman going down here to the state, to the government to extract more money from me, or do anything, had me in jail for just for petty reasons. Um, all because, they uh they want the spotlight and focus, and they want to feel more, they want to feel greater than what they actually are. It's just it's nuts, and it's very important for us to do everything that we can as men to protect ourselves, and to keep this from happening. I mean, when you have peace of mind, um, it prevents you from sinking down into that pit of despair.
yeah, it does. And that's one thing you and I and Marco and a lot of us when we get together we talk about peace of mind.
Yeah,
It's just so important, and it's weird because like I said, I know a lot of us we come from different generational time frames, but I think what I'm about to say we all can agree on. There was a time where if a woman ended up getting pregnant by a guy, it was generally more or less to trap him, keep him. In other words, she chose him as opposed to him choosing her.
mm,
And it was just a tool and method to keep him, like to force him to marry her, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Now it seems like they just have children with men so they can torment somebody for 18 years, take out their pain and frustration they went through on the father of the child. And in a lot of cases, as we talked about statistically, that's been proven, take it out on the child as well. It's not even about just I don't know, man. It's just weird. Like it used to be to trap a dude and force him to marry you. Now it's like it's just to have a kid so you can torture a dude forever.
well
And
now. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
no, it can wait. Go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say now it's more about trapping him to trap him financially.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But I was just
It's
talking. I
about
was
the
just.
bag.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. It's about the bag. I was just talking about. Um. Um. Geez, I'm having such a hard time with my words right now.
It's cool.
Um.
Yeah.
Because
If
because
you
I'm
okay.
upset.
Yeah, I
Because
know. I know. I can tell it. I can tell it.
yeah, because I'm upset because okay, look, we can sit here and I'm not trying to disparage the situation, but
Right.
just say for the sake of argument, we could sit here and say, okay, well, that's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if we're going to be thinking men, we have to look at it from both sides. The same way that can be said, you have to have a certain amount of sorrow in your heart because for all you know, he might have been the other guy,
Mm.
the one we needed on our side, the one who could have expressed maybe something we couldn't get past to make people listen. And in that respect, that's where the sadness in me is coming from because that's a loss of a possibility.
I see. I see what you're saying. He could come from the other side to be a deterrent to their lifestyle because having these kids, having 7 kids, they can say, "Hey, look, this ain't the life you want to live. Trust me, I'm going through."
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, that
I see what you're
just
saying.
yeah. So and above all else, if we can't say anything else, at the very least, there's a sorrow for losing another man. Period.
Yeah,
Even if you throw everything out the window, there's just a sorrow in losing another man and losing another man over this.
yeah. I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
Losing another dude over this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, it just goes to show how this need for female validation is so ingrained in the culture. Um, it's it's bad, and I mean you literally you have to think of them. One, as Marco said, look, it's just a hole.
Yeah.
It's just holes. And the other thing too, um, what I do is, well, where I am in my state of mind now. Period. Um, I ultimately think of them as lesser beings. I really ultimately think of them as lesser than me. Um, because everybody knows me about my spirituality and everything. Whenever you read, it actually states in there who is supposed to rule over who. Um, so for that to be the case, I have to think of them as lesser than me. So I can do that. Um, the illusion of equality is created between those who have power and authority and those who don't. Um, and equality is nothing but an illusion. Because I mean, if it wasn't, then anybody could become Einstein. Anybody could be Jordan, or but we all know that that's not the case. Oh, go ahead, Lawrence.
Oh no, no, I agree with you. I mean, and I agree with you without doubt. And anybody who's listening to this or will listen to it later already know where I stand.
Right.
Like I said, beasts of burdens have more value to me.
Right.
But I don't. I what's going on now, and I want to look at it from two perspectives. The first, from what you said on the female aspect. Even if we want to accept the fact that this is their nature, and they're following their biological whatever it is. Here's the part that always throws me off, that I can't accept as being part of that. When you take it to an extreme, you're going to do your game. You're going to play your game to get the dude. You're going to play the game to get him financially. But it's all the other stuff that comes after that. Removing the child from his life, making it difficult for him to have access, calling police on him, child support, etc. I mean, you're just going above and beyond what your original game plan. They become malicious. That's what it is. It's a level of maliciousness that exceeds the norm.
Well, here's the thing. This is why I actually kind of see it as a normal behavior. This is why. Because yes, even though they are after the bag, the one thing that they're after more is to be glorified. They essentially do all this because they want to become God. They want to be worshipped.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I see it normal. So they're going above and beyond so they can have all of that attention. I mean, to be honest, I even think even whenever they have, the only reason why they even have children is simply because the child has to need them.
Mm-hmm.
So that child having to need them gives them a high, the closest high that they can feel towards being God.
Especially if it's a male child. Absolutely. Absolutely, because I mean, you could, I mean, it happens in both cases, but you can almost see the glee in their faces when that child ends up being a boy more than it is a girl.
Yeah, because it's somebody they get to look at it as a way to bring down somebody, to bring somebody who is better than them to their knees.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. And like I said, even statistics have already pointed that out with the number of deaths of children by parents. You know, and those statistics are really rough to read, man. When you really get down to it, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen a few of them.
I mean, 70 something percent of children killed by a parent um, is killed by the mother. I mean, think about that. And then and then when they broke it down even more, the vast majority of those children killed by a mother were male children's.
Mm.
I mean, those are some rough numbers, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got the one in three. The child don't belong to the man that thinks he's the father.
Yeah.
I mean,
at least 1 in 3.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, I went back over it. It's 1 in 3. It's 30-something percent, so it's 1 in 3. Yeah.
Okay. I was just the only reason why I said at least is because of the simple fact we all know the way they'll lie and they'll take it to the grave.
That is true. That is true. So it's probably more. It's probably more. That's correct.
Yeah, it could be a percentage.
Yeah.
Possibly higher just because of the simple fact, you know, some dudes are, you know, they don't care about checking. So
yeah. And you know, you got the two averages you always have to calculate in,
right.
plus or minus 5, plus or minus 10, that kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah. And but that was the first thing. The second thing was forgetting about them for a moment and just us as men. The lack of systems and services in place for men to go to talk about these issues or any other issue for that fact of the matter. They treat the mental health aspect of men as if it's a joke, as if it's not something to even be concerned about.
And you know the irony of that, you said forgetting about them for a second. Even in that, you still can't forget about them for a second because of the simple fact all of this is it's designed by their influence like that.
Well, absolutely. Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, yeah, without doubt. I mean, we all know that. And we all know this. And even if you didn't, you can't help it because you see it everywhere you go. They can get WIC. They can get food stamps. They can get Section 8. They can get shelters. They can get free mental health. They can get free medical prescriptions. And the list goes on and on and on and on. So I mean, even if you don't want to believe what we're saying, you can walk outside and see it. So, you know, that's why I've been getting more and more like Zero, where it's one of those situations you don't even have to believe me, man. Just go look. I mean, I'm just flipping the joke around. Go outside. Just go outside and look. But there's no place for us to be able to go to be able to have these discussions. And even if we did find some place professionally, if there's also a side effect to that too, because if we as men are, say, going to a psychiatrist or a therapist or whatever you want to call it, we're diminished on that.
Oh yeah.
We're immediately considered not strong. We're immediately considered not mentally capable. But they can go, and it's looked at as if it's a "you go, girl" kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a man is basically a third-rate citizen. Is at that point.
Bottom line,
third-class citizen. Yeah.
Bottom line. Because, like I said, if you see women touting it out like it's nothing. Well, I go see a therapist every week, and it's like, okay, well, you go, girl. You strong. You powerful. Okay, a dude says it. Well, what's wrong with you? You can't handle your business? That seems kind of weak, bro. I mean, that's what we get. I mean, we have to be honest about that.
Yeah, that is true. And I think in society, it's conditioned things this way because of the simple fact is zero. As pointed out many times. I mean, when it comes to laws and getting things done, women have the voting power.
Yeah.
Um, so to, I mean, so to see, so I mean, you're not going to see things voted and changed in that way. It's not going to happen. Um,
Well, no.
so you know the best thing that can be done is for you know, I mean, for us, you know, guys here to talk about it and tell other men uh, the truths that are glossed over or just lied about. That way that they can at least have some type of tool, whether they choose to use them or not. The tools will be there, where they can make their life the best possible life it can be. My bad, Zero. You point out the obvious. That's what I mean about it. You point out the obvious, but just the things that damn it. He's right a lot. He's right all the time. And thanks for coming through. But yeah, I think I just felt this is something that need to be talked about because I mean we always talk about a lot of the problems with it, with dealing with these issues, but I don't think I just ever remember this particular issue or possibility ever coming up, and I felt like it's something that needed to be talked about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It's funny. It was one of my topics that I was going to be doing.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
No, it's okay. I don't. I mean, this needs to be talked about as many times as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
So I mean, it does that. I mean, I'm one of them people, man. I don't care who got to it first, as long as somebody got to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And hopefully this won't be the last time. So
Well, yeah.
yeah, I think you'll probably still could do it again. That's cool too. It's something needed.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I mean, as a man, peace of mind is the best thing you can have.
There's
Sure.
nothing better, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
I mean, sure, we need money to buy necessary things to survive, but I mean, when you got peace of mind,
I don't. I mean, I get what you're saying with the money thing. I absolutely.
yeah, I said just to get
it's a
get
tool.
the necessities right.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool. But I've known in my lifetime, man, some of the coolest people I have ever met have been homeless people. No lie, and they're perfectly happy being homeless. Literally.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they left jobs and careers, and it's crazy.
And my whole thing is, heck, I don't want a lot, but as long as I got my necessities, man, I'm good. I'll find a way to get a few. A piece of mind, piece of chicken.
And
I
there's
like
also
most of them, especially the chicken's good.
yeah, and then you have the after effect of all this, because now you got friends and family and associates who are sitting around. Why?
Yeah.
I mean, from their mind, they'll be thinking it's not that bad. It just wasn't necessary. But my response, and I've had this conversation, and like I said, I've had too many friends and associates and soldiers who have taken this route.
Oh yeah.
And I've had to sit and I've had to have this conversation, with their wife, girlfriends, parents, etc., and so on.
Right.
Because unfortunately, sometimes being a leader of a unit, you're the one who's got to bring the bad news or break it down.
Yeah, you got to bring it to the family.
And they'll be like, I don't understand. What he was going through wasn't that bad. And I'm like, were you aware of what he was going through? Probably. Well, yeah, we knew he was going through this. We knew he was going through that. He told us this. He told us that. And I would have to work my way in subtly to let them know knowing about it and living it are two different things.
Yeah.
You can't sit there and debate the depths of depression someone's in just because you're looking at it from the outside. It's impossible to do.
Right.
I mean, it's no more possible than being than women who get upset with you because you didn't do something because they expect you to read their mind. You know what I mean?
Or,
You know,
or
I
it
mean,
may not even be something that you did or didn't do. It's something about somebody else. So
exactly, exactly. And in all fairness, we are the type of creatures we are. We generally can't see past our own particular circumstances and what we're in at the moment to see somebody else's. You know, I mean, we can teach
right.
ourselves to be that type of person. We can work towards it, but in general, that's the type of creatures we are. We just
Yeah.
are. You know, it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. Um, but you know, like I said, it ends up being one of those situations where, like I said, you have to find a way. Well, you don't have to, but I used to at least try to get them to look at it as something different.
Well,
Well, because with the parents, for more often than not, with the parents, the issue that I genuinely had, and this is no fault of their own. Again, it's just human nature. You know, they're angry because from their point of view, you know, we go right back to before. Well, why did he get help? Well, why didn't he do this? Why he didn't do that? And you didn't live it. You don't know if he did or didn't.
right. True.
Then you're angry because instead of focusing on the fact of what caused his pain that he would go this route, you'd rather focus on the pain that he left you behind. You're angry at that.
Not
And
about
again,
them at
and
all.
yeah, and
Not
again,
about the individual at all, but about themselves.
exactly. And again, good or bad, that's human nature. It's what we do.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
especially with a parent, because you know how that goes. A parent should, as far as they're concerned, a parent should not live their child, and that's a fair. I mean, that's a fair thing to expect in life.
Actually, it's not.
Huh?
Actually, it's not fair because of this simple fact right here. Because of the simple fact that because of the simple fact that humans will always have war. It's not fair to expect it.
Well, no. Okay,
So,
well, from a logical perspective, you're absolutely right. I'm talking about people in the midst of being
okay,
upset and in pain. I'm talking about the emotional response. I'm sorry.
I got you.
That's
I
what I'm
got you.
talking about.
I got you.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. If you go from the logical perspective, absolutely. But
Yeah,
I'm just talking about from the emotional
yeah,
aspect of them being in that immediate moment, not being able to see outside their own overall grief at the situation, as opposed to paying attention and trying to see what led to that person doing that. I'm talking about more the emotional
I
response.
get you. And to be honest, I guess the other thing is too. I guess I don't expect much still, just because of the simple fact that this is how people go through their everyday lives about mundane things that are not to the level of severity that this is that we're talking about. You
Yeah,
know,
fair enough.
it all brings me back to the quote, from my favorite villain, Isaac Sosuke, when he says that this world was never about truth or lies. There are only hard facts, despite that everyone who exists in this world mistakenly believes that only facts that are favorable to them are truths. They know no other way to live but for the powerless who make up most of the world. Facts that act against them are the only truths they know.
Hmm.
Uh, so, people only really truly care about the facts that act favorably for them. And for them, that's truth, but that's not always the case.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. But yes, but that's why guys, just man, do everything you can to protect yourself. Don't don't get one of them pregnant, man. They got condoms for a reason. Use them. Um, do everything you can to protect yourself from any type of disease, or getting having kids out here bound because they'll use it as a tool to apply pressure. People say
Yeah,
all the time that pressure makes diamonds, but it also busts pipes.
yeah, it does. It'll snap you right in half.
Yeah, and I think the
Yeah.
other thing to recognize is too that concerning people in the human psyche, pressure, does one or two things. You got people that it breaks,
Hmm.
and those people, that it breaks, it can end up forging them into a weapon. But you got other people who fall into the other category where it just shatters them. You know, they're, they're no more used to themselves or anybody else. And I think it's important to remember that too. That some people, there are people that are gonna shatter from that pressure.
Yeah, yeah. And that's another dangerous aspect of this, because some of those people who snap under that pressure generally have no problem taking as many people with them when they go.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's that aspect as well.
yeah, yeah. There are some that fall into that category, and then there's some that they only take themselves out. So
Hmm.
it's like Russian roulette and what it's gonna be. You
Hmm.
know, but golly,
And that's why, like I said, for me, I just don't deal with them at all. I just don't. But like I said, like I've said before, over on Agon stream, you don't have to go to the level of extremes I have. Everybody's got their own path. But at the very least, before you even decide to play it to get in that game, you need to understand the rules of that game and how it's being played. And you also need to make sure that you personally have your shit straight before you even go into something like that.
mm,
You know what I mean? Um, and that's right. How can I put it? That's why I think it's important to break it down and explain it to as many brothers as possible. You
yeah,
know, and again, we've all said it. They're going to do what they want with the information, but like the saying goes, you can't say you weren't told.
right, right,
That's the best we can do. That's the best we can do. You
right,
know, so
right. I
it's
mean, that is the best we can do. It's man, yeah, it's a sad situation, but it's a reality, and it's something that we, it's our duty to tell this possibility that it happens. Um, it's something that it doesn't need to be overlooked, and it's something that needs to be expressed and talked about because I mean you got a lot of guys that they go down this road and of dealing with them and they hell some it may not be that they just got a fleeing pregnant or a chick, but they've actually married them.
yeah,
And
yeah.
their life gets turned and twisted upside down. And to what you were talking about as far as the rules of this game, the one thing to remember, really and truly, is that there really aren't any played by the other side.
Mm.
Everything's fair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And to be honest with you, that's on me because I used the wrong terminology. Because I mean, rules of the game apply, and they definitely fall in the category of what you just said. But really, what I should have said was rules of engagement. That's a whole different kind of beast.
mm,
That's what men need to understand. Not rules of the game, rules of
yeah,
engagement, because this is combat, straight up
yeah,
out the
yeah,
gate.
yeah. It is. It is. Essentially, is war.
Yeah, it's combat, no ifs, ands, and buts. So that's on me. I should have used the proper term.
Well, you corrected it. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
and it really is. It's engagement because it is. I mean, is it shown throughout society, it's a war of attrition for power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really what it is.
Oh, it's straight up war of attrition.
Yeah,
I mean, straight up. I've as a soldier and as a history buff, there's been a lot of wars that I've studied in my lifetime, and these moments always bring me back to World War One.
mm.
That's that. I mean, that's one in modern warfare. That is. Um, Probably the worst case of law of attrition I've ever seen. I mean, I don't mean to laugh. It just makes me uncomfortable thinking about it, and that's just a reflex to laugh about it. But I mean, if you look at specific battles, man, and the level of attrition, it was insane. And that's all this reminds me of. It reminds me of those key battles that went like that.
Yeah.
It's absolutely war of attrition, and they're playing the system well,
Mm-hmm.
because they know that they can care about no one else but themselves, and they will have society or government back them up. But at the same time, they're also fully aware about the very nature of us as men, that to a very large degree, we're not going to let it go that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got you.
You know, now we might sit around and we might talk about, I'm not raising nobody else's kids, and that would be true, and there's no argument or issue with that.
Right.
But at the same time, as men, 9 times out of 10, if we saw a kid in the street suffering, we would go help them, and it has nothing to do with raising them as a child. It's just as a man, we've built society, and we've built our societies around these concepts. Whether they're followed through completely or not is a different story. But we have created these societies based on concepts about helping children, about helping the downtrodden, and etc. And they play us very well with that, and they use our own children off that very thing.
Right.
You know. So I mean, no, man, they got this down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in a weird sort of way, if you really stop and you took all the emotion out of it, all the emotion, no overthinking, no feelings, no what was done to you, none of that, and you just look at it at its purest aspect,
Mm-hmm.
they're fucking geniuses. I mean, I know that sounds messed up, but they got this down to a science.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, as somebody who's in combat with your enemy, you got to give props to the enemy. They're doing this pretty damn good. I mean, you know.
The problem is Zero comes back. Zero brings it up all the time, like he's doing now. With this comment here, where it says, "Still your resolve. Those days are over. The collective will use benevolent altruism against you like a supervillain." Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's been going on for a minute now.
Yeah, and the thing, it goes back to what he said before, about how the problem is the simple fact that dudes are gonna bow down because they gotta have in-house pussy. Yeah, exactly, Zero. Yeah, you gotta respect your enemy.
And that's the point I was making, or at least the point I was trying to make. Yeah.
And the best way you can respect your enemy
is learn them.
Not only learn them. The most important thing you can do next is not overestimate your own reach. Overestimating yourself.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
It's bad to underestimate your enemy. It's even worse to overestimate your own ability.
Yeah.
But like Zero says and points out, that struggle that that men go through with, she's like, yeah, I know you're better than me, but yeah, you want this though, don't you? And they're fucked. So, I mean, once you get enough men, which you won't, I don't see it happening, that can have that can have the type of mindset to be able to not value them the way it's done, the way it's typically done, and they can value themselves more. Um, then then some wheels can start and be being a wrench can be thrown off into the machine that currently exists. But I don't see it happening. There's not enough. There's too many dudes that they can't. Ain't no way they can leave pussy on the table.
Right.
And until you can do that, I mean, you don't have a bit of ability to be able to get any type of power.
And that's why I'm always talking about discipline and about walking away, and the thing is, and I can't remember where it was. I know you weren't there that day. I know Zero was, and I think New was, and I think definitely Aegon, and I think Jess was there, and Judge Ziller, I think. And I might be getting it wrong on who said what. So if I get it wrong, forgive me. But there was this moment where it was about where I was saying something about men having to have discipline, and the running joke is that they'll never be able to walk away from pussy, which is, as much as it is a joke, is factual.
Yeah, it's true.
So you know what I mean. So I mean I can't deny the response I got. But like I tried to explain, that's the sad part about it. Nobody ever took the time to ask me how long. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like
wait, okay, hold on. Do you mean how long it's been, or how long it took you to get to that point?
No, about how long they should walk away.
Oh, okay.
See, if somebody,
there's a third how long.
Yeah, if somebody came up to me and said, "Yo, Lawrence, in order to do this, you're going to have to give up cigars." My first question is going to be, "How long?" You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm going to try and work the system to do as long as I need, and I can get back into it. Nobody even asked that. They can't even grasp the concept of going one day without it. That's the point I'm trying to make.
That shit ain't happening with me.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what made it so funny. But it's just sad when you can't even fathom going without something for one day. I mean, it's insane.
Right.
Especially when you take in consideration that if we look at it realistically, the number of women you have to approach per day and get turned down, you were spending a number of days already without it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you were already halfway there. And I've also said, it's one of those things that if you're smart, you don't even have to worry about it anyway. If you become disciplined, you don't focus on it and you focus on yourself and getting everything else squared away, they'll find you.
Yeah.
Because I said that, believe it, they got built-in radar for that, man. They will find successful dudes. That's one thing they got down to a science as well.
Well, not only that, Zero said it before. I tried to word it in a way, but he cleaned it up pretty good. He cleaned it up very nicely. You have a lot of dudes that say that women want their cake and to eat it too. No.
Yeah.
Women want everybody else's cake.
Exactly. Yep.
And they want to eat it, and they don't want to have to work out and still not get fat and not get diabetes and all that other negative shit too.
Yeah. They want to be able to eat theirs, everybody else's, and not gain a single calorie. Somebody said that somewhere before. I don't remember who, but somebody I heard say that.
And the thing is, I never even been taught it, but it took me after going through it to see that they want essentially desire what they do not have, and that's why being able, I mean, when you can walk away, even because you don't care, you don't even want whoever it is, you have them even though you don't want them, because they know you don't want them, but they got to have you, whether it's your time, attention, whatever it is, they got to have it. They'll do anything to get it. And I've seen it. Heck, I've experienced this shit. It's crazy, but I mean, and like Zero had, put it in the chat, walking away is temporary. They all know it. They just don't want it, man. They got to have that validation. They got to have it. I mean, that shit is more valuable than air to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, that's, and I've said this before, especially among Black people, that is the only way to validate themselves as men about how many notches on their bedpost. And I've said that before. You got other men of other cultures, wealth, power, success, etc., and so on. We're the only ones sitting around whose validation is based on how much pussy they got.
And the other thing too is I really also think too that niggas are conditioned to bow down to bitches, man.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, I was literally talking to a dude today. We were talking about everything was going on with politics because they had it on the news, and I hate it when it's on political news. I mean, they're politicians; they're all smoke blowers, so they're they're all full of shit. But anyways, and somebody said something about the guy, running for president. I was like, oh hell no! I said he won't get my vote. This nigga was like, he put he get all the women, he put them in charge of all head of all these departments or whatever different thing. I said, oh yeah, I know, ain't no way. Hell, nigga, you have my damn vote. I said, as far as I'm concerned, the thing she need to be in charge of is a damn broom and cooking something. But
yeah. I agree. And I've had those conversations in public. And the absolute looks I get when people go, well, you have daughters, and I'm like, yeah, I expect the same thing of them. So,
right.
I mean, nothing changes. You can't get to play favorites, man. That's not how. It's just not how it works. It's just not how it works.
But them niggas do.
Yeah, I know. Because like I said, and we've had this conversation about my two oldest ones. Yeah, I'll cut them in a heartbeat.
Damn, Zero. Fuck.
What happened?
This is it's too true because this is the case for the fucking majority. Damn it.
What did I miss?
He said, I used to think that women's greatest weakness was being denied attention and still do. However, men's weakness is also denial of attention and is even greater than women's.
Oh yeah. I figured. Oh, okay, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I've seen that. I've known that already. Like I said, I saw that growing up. That's why I said my cousin William, 9 children. I've seen that already.
Damn, boy, I'm glad I was fucking different. Fuck. Because that's crazy. I don't know. I always valued my solitude. So for me, it was far different, man. I'd have to get a fuck away from people.
But what Zero said, that when especially that last part about men, that's the point I was making when I was talking about the validation of how much pussy you get.
Yeah,
because it's about and it goes both ways. It's about getting that validation from women and getting it from men as well.
Yes, the double-edged sword.
Because they get to sit there in front of their boys and quote unquote, I've had this many women, as if that means something. And unfortunately, to most dudes, it does.
It does. It carries a lot of weight.
And then on the flip side of that, it's the thing with the women, because you want to. For lack of showing my age, you want to present yourself as a Casanova. You know what I'm saying? A Mac Daddy.
Yeah, Casanova. You make me think about Gerald Levert now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'll date myself there real quick.
I know about it. About it.
But it's bad. And here's another thing, because, and like I said before, the distinguishment between being niggers and being men. Because what we really are talking about right now is niggers. Let's be honest about that.
Oh yes, niggers. and to be honest, women go in that category too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't
women.
Yeah.
Any culture, anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just talking about this right here.
I know.
But the other thing is
Yep, that's too zero.
What's that?
Even beyond the notch count, just acknowledgement from the hoes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Meaning, perpetual platonic orbiters.
Yeah,
yes,
like
I've seen that. Yes, golly.
Yes.
And the funny thing is too, they don't even, the orbiters don't even realize how little these hoes view them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have literally seen
I've heard
one of them come around a chick when she sees him coming, and she just made a face. He didn't see it, but she just made a face like, "Oh, here come this motherfucker again."
Yep. I have seen that. I have seen, and the level of disgust on her face.
Yes.
I mean, it's like somebody served her a plate of shit for dinner. I mean, It's just, I mean, the man, I can't. That's not even a valid. I mean, it's a good description, but it's not a wholly accurate because it even goes beyond that. I mean, the look on their faces is as if they would wish, as the dude is approaching them, that lightning would strike them before they get to him. That level of disgust that you shouldn't even exist,
right?
Much less be in my space. You know what I mean? It's and they don't see it. I've had dudes who've had women literally talk to them in that tone, take it, and still come back later for more.
Yeah.
And like I said, for all that I've done in my life, I've never been like that. Never. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's something I can't say. You know, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I done fucked up my damn self before, but that, I mean, somebody getting out of tone with me, that's the one thing that, you know, I'm gonna pop off every time whenever you get that mouth. It's just me.
Yeah.
And
it's insane. It's insane. And like I said, man, it's just, you know, you go you know, it's hard because I've said it, Zero has said it, Marco has said it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have to. Where, yeah, man, we really, really need to stop talking about these broads. But I remember something you said a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and a couple of times even before that. It's difficult with everything involves them. I'm not
the only one that said. I'm not the only one that said that. Zero even put in the chat too. Matter of fact, he put it's unrealistic because of the simple fact that everything goes back to them because it has to, because you have to have them for procreation and for the species.
Right.
Yeah,
he did say something like that.
But I guess for me, I'm at the point where I've been there for a while. You know, I never really cared about having children or getting married. You know, I just had that one fuck up. But luckily I ain't got no kids.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I had a lapse in judgment, but you know, I got past that.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm at the point where, you know, I matter of fact, I was talking with somebody the other day. I was like, because they was saying something about you need, you know, you should have a kid or something like that. I said, wait, hold on, nigga, how the fuck you gonna tell me about that shit? We got a nigga on this deathbed literally because of this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like, you got me fucked up.
And the funny part is that, and I've seen that as well. I've seen that, and that's only part of the conversation, because I mean, it might come later for you, I don't know, but I've also had the situation where I've actually had brothers or fathers or whatever is like, you know, this is why you need, you know, you should have children, and you're sitting there and you're looking at them, knowing the story behind why this dude is laying on that bed.
Yeah.
And then they have the audacity to say, yeah, but that's not the point. The point is at least now he's got he's got a legacy he can leave behind to carry on his name. Dude, having somebody to carry on your name is not worth that end result. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I've heard that. I have literally heard people say that shit.
First of all, niggas don't know definitions anyways, because that's not legacy, that's lineage into what they're talking about. That fucking kills me every time they bring up that fucking legacy word, because that guy brought, what about your legacy? I said the work I'm gonna do is gonna affect millions of dudes afterwards, if they choose to take it in. Well, that's not. I said, oh, you talking about lineage? I said, fuck the bloodline.
Yep.
I said, it fucking end with me for all I give a fuck.
Same thing. Yeah, because I've had that conversation where you got all girls, because you should keep trying so you can have a son to carry on the name. The fuck for? I mean, what the fuck for?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I said, fuck them kids and they mama too.
It's like, well,
Exactly right.
I mean, your father had you. Yeah, I was lucky to draw, man. He had one girl, one boy. So, you know what I'm saying? And there are certain points in time where, you know what, maybe the name should just end in one good
Yeah,
spot.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Hey, look, I have literally said arrogantly, "Well, look, it'll die with the best." That's what I fucking said.
exactly. Yeah.
That's what I said. And
Hmm.
somebody was like, I've had people say, "Well, yeah," like they said to you about, your father had you. I was like, motherfucker, I didn't ask to be here.
Hmm.
I didn't ask. I said,
Hmm.
if God had asked me, look, do you want to? I told him no,
Hmm.
no.
Look, man, and here's the thing, and this is something that people forget. Your progeny is to carry on your gene pool. It's not about your name.
Right.
And that's something that's been misconstrued over time as well. That's all it is. It's to propagate your genes, not the name. The name is irrelevant at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. And that last thing Zero said in the chat, that's where
Yeah.
I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's what I've been thinking
And
lately.
the other good point to what to follow up what you were talking about, where he says true. Kings often have ruinous heirs. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
And to follow up, yeah.
Yeah. I've never ever been concerned about propagating my last name. Never been about that. Never crossed my mind once
Yeah, man.
in my entire life. Never once. Now my gene pool, yes, but my name, that doesn't mean anything. Names come and go, man.
No, you know what? I never just really had a thought until I was questioned about it, about even having a kid, a gene pool.
Mm.
What's good, Cortez? But I just like I said, it's something I just never naturally. I guess I just never naturally wanted. Never wanted to be married. I mean, I watched and seen. Heck, my mom's side of the family is matriarchal because their dad died hell way before I was born, I think. So in an accident, and so there's a whole bunch of women run the family, but grandmama kind of kept them in line.
Yeah.
But
Well. Yeah.
to a
Yeah.
certain extent, anyways.
Yeah.
But I seen after a death and then growing up, they still kind of you can kind of tell.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Smooth. Zero can come up whenever he wants to.
yeah, I actually emailed, but I think I thought I emailed it to you too. I thought I
Well,
emailed it.
well, Zero just responded actually.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. You see it?
There you go.
But as far as it goes, so speaking for myself,
Yes,
Smooth,
my bad. Smooth. I emailed it to you too. I thought.
I didn't even see. I know it was a string. I didn't even see who was in it. My bad.
I thought I
Um,
did.
but but as far as it goes for speaking for myself, I'm assuming you're talking about the whole name thing, dude. That's fine, man. Every man's gonna make his own choice for his own reasons and his own motivations.
Right.
But like I said, for me, the last name it never meant anything, and maybe that's because I grew up without him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean that could play a part in it, but me myself, I have never ever thought about it being about the last name. It's always been about passing on the genes for me. That's all it's ever been.
Oh, okay.
That's why I never got wrapped up in whether or not I had a boy or not, because the name don't mean anything to me. It just doesn't.
Because the gene pool goes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never even cared about that. It's something I just didn't want. After seeing, I guess, all the women in the family and how they were, just seeing women around, and a lot of them, that I'm pretty much, I look at them as like family because I grew up around them.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at me like a little brother, cousin, and how they freely talked. I was like, so all these people think like this.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that? If I had to pick one moment where it was that for me personally, I can't speak for everybody else, where it threw me off is when I came to that realization. My grandmother's like that. My mother's like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because even with all the shit that they put me through that I've told y'all about, there's still that desire to want to be accepted by them. There's still that desire because I'm your son, I'm your grandson, I'm your nephew, I'm your brother, yada yada yada. It's a very difficult thing to learn to override and get past.
Because of this simple fact, dudes have a hard time wanting to realize and accept that your mama is a woman first.
Yes,
your
yes.
mama last.
Yeah, and that's the point.
Nigga.
Yeah, and that's the point I'm trying to make. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make.
Nigga.
What's up,
Daughters
Smooth?
too. Yeah, what's up, Smooth?
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, gentlemen. Shalom, Lawrence. Shalom, Lawrence.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Thank you.
Yeah. And by the way, I didn't mean to sound rude or anything. Y'all know how it is in the chat when somebody says, "Oh yeah, speak for yourself."
Wait. What are you talking about?
Talking about
When I said speak for yourself in the chat.
Oh man, come on now. It's me and you. I didn't take it like that.
Yeah. I just you know how you got to make sure and everything. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I mean, obviously it's because it's you, Lawrence. If you were somebody else, I won't give a fuck.
Dude, we've yelled and cursed at each other already. We're related. So, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, people brought up a point here. Unless you can impregnate 10% of the female population, your genes will be almost gone within a few generations. I forgot where I read that.
No, that's true. That is true.
And that's real talk. That's why kings had so many wives.
Exactly. And here's a funny thing. That's actually proven to some degree in scripture. Because if I remember, and Eisen, again, this is your space more than mine. but if I'm correct, in either Deuteronomy or Numbers, wasn't there something about if a child was born, the father was not of Israel? There's something about the father's bloodline, and it would be that generation would be skipped or something like that.
I'd have to read.
Yeah. I gotta find it. I know I saw it somewhere, but it's something similar to that.
And it's too many damn books in there to remember all this shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing with me. I remember bits and pieces, and I got a general idea of the area. But anyway, I was trying to make the point that what Zero was saying was accurate in both secular and scripturally. That plays a part about that gene pool being diluted, and it's not looking good. So, what's that? That's why polygamy was mandatory for leaders. Yeah, absolutely.
It was about preservation of divine power.
That's correct. And when they couldn't do it, what did they start doing? They started to conglomerate it within the same family, where you would start marrying cousins. So, yeah. Yep.
I got you, Brown Bird. I'm about to send it.
Brown Bird, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Brown Bird, yeah.
Shalom. But I have a question, man. For you, Eisen, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Going back to the beginning, what we're talking about. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good, man.
Because I know, because like I said, I don't even know him. And it was bothering me, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's something important to you know what I mean?
And I'm good, man. Because back a long time ago, we always used to joke and tease each other. I mean, we all did back there. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is too, that I know of, his last baby mama, is like a sister to me.
Yeah.
Their mom, who died of stage 4 cancer about 2.5, almost 3 years ago. That was a second mom to me. And so we sometimes we both be over there and we're talking stuff like that. But yeah, no, I'm good, man. Royal Uncle Dads.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but I was just asking because, like I said, there was some of the brothers I lost were really, really close to me, and I needed other friends to come around me because I started to go in a place for suffering that loss of him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I didn't know how close you guys were, so I was just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. And that's the thing, man. Heck, if my second mom probably be about the closest death I've had. Really.
Okay.
If I got through that cool, and I had friend's question and everything. Like I said, look, I ain't got nothing to worry about just because the simple fact, I did everything I know I could. I mean, I was over there 4 days a week half the time. So,
yeah, I was your second home.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And, so, I was always there. So I was like, I know it's not like there's anything more that I felt I could have done. So, I was at ease.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
Oh, no problem.
Wow. Yeah, man. So y'all talking about y'all father figures and stuff?
Oh no.
Well, we're talking about men. We're talking about men who take themselves out because of going through issues with children, divorce, women, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I recently had a friend, a former coworker who I don't think they pulled the plug yet, but he's brain dead. He pretty much.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, the stress of having kids with these women. So
yeah, and then it made me start flashbacking when I got the email about a lot of brothers that I knew who did the same thing. So
yeah. Brown Bird, what's good, man?
Peace, Chiefs. What's good?
Hey, shalom.
Yeah. What's good, fam?
So I was just saying I'm excited for this topic because where I'm at, I always advocate for our men or young brothers in general to get the treatment that they need mentally. And it's like difficult because I'm always the one that's trying to bridge. I'm trying to be the bridge to get the brothers the treatment in these organizations. You know what I mean? So they'll tell me, they'll be like, oh, nah, I'm good, man. I'm just good. But then they'll call my phone like at midnight or 11 o'clock, like, yo, I'm going through something. Something's going on. And I said, bro, why don't you just take yourself to the places that I tell you to go to, and you could talk it out with men that think just like you? And because this is the thing, right? I dealt with depression, right? And I just was like, yo, I feel like I don't really have an outlet before. But then when I had got a little, like maybe 2 years older, I was just like, wow, there's a dude that I know that runs a type of event for, brothers in a closed environment, as smooth as in Brooklyn, ironically. And where brothers didn't feel.
I'm in the A.
I know you in the A. I'm talking about the place. I was talking about the place. The places in Brooklyn. Since we talk about Brooklyn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He basically saying you a Brooklyn nigga.
Brooklyn niggas for real. And I be saying, and I was like, yo, it's finally an open space for us brothers to connect. I always I advocate for that, and it's just like, brothers got to understand, you don't have to be so ego driven and so like compacted to just feel like you can't speak out. So that's my piece. But y'all go ahead, brothers.
Well, the problem with that is, well, you're right, but the problem is we go right back to what Zero said before. They're not going to do it because they fear that doing it will remove the possibility of pussy.
Oh.
Man, Lawrence, man, do you? I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess at some point we just gotta let these motherfucking niggas burn, yo. The ones that want to, yo.
But if it's for racing pussy, man, that's just validation. You gotta overcome just not giving a shit. And I understand that, Lawrence. But they can't do it. They can't do it.
But then that's
validation is crazy.
Right, but again, since the day I arrived here, that's what I've been saying. You gotta find a way to get past that desire and need for validation, for having them as company, for even thinking that they're even required in any aspect of your life. Now, you can do it long term like me, or you can do it short term until you get yourself straight and get yourself better to do, like I said earlier, understand the proper rules of engagement. Mm-hmm. Because it works both ways. It's not just about the need of validation to get the pussy. It's also about rules of engagement. These guys are going in blind because nobody's telling them how this shit is really working.
But Lawrence, they're going in blind and they don't want any guidance.
And they're
like, nah, nigga, I got this. Old nigga, sit down. Your time is over.
And that's what I was gonna say next, because you're gonna have that. You're gonna have that group who, quote unquote, are gonna alpha their way through it. You know what I mean? So you're right. You know, I mean, you're right. There's gonna be a group, and pretty much a large group, who's gonna be that way.
And well, not only that too, you have to, let's be real too. You have to remember how many old wrong niggas done told them that this is the way.
Well, that's my point. I'm talking across the board, from the current generation all the way back. I'm not excluding anybody. They all fall into this.
Well, yeah.
So whether it's brothers who wake up and decide to do it themselves, whether it's older brothers who told them the bullshit and didn't explain it right, or whether they were raised by a single mother who brainwashed them into it, I don't give a rat's ass. They're all guilty. That's my point of view.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I thought like this, but I never heard any dudes actually talk like this till I got on here. Never.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean talk like this until you got on here?
Well,
be open and fair and explain it for what it truly is.
To be honest, just to say that their only value is the fucking hoe.
Mm-hmm.
They're a fucking tool, and they are actually less.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because I used to hear these catchphrases from folks like my older brother or uncles or people that I kind of like wanted to be like, because I liked what I saw they had, and they would say shit like, "Yeah, women are wicked by nature," shit like that, or they would throw these phrases out that I hear a lot in the manosphere now, but it just never makes sense to me because them niggas would never explain shit.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah,
but
they
they
Give
I
you
was
the
like,
statement, be like, nigga, it is what it is.
Yeah, but weren't you there that day MOT was on Aegon's and I had that epiphany about my uncles?
Yeah,
I'm
Lawrence.
early for that one.
Lawrence, do you know that I still think? Do you know that I still think about that? I remember how your reaction was every time you were saying, "I mean, get the fuck out of here." I mean, you said that shit three.
It caught me off.
That shit 3 times.
Because it caught me off guard. It was something we were talking about, and MOT had made a response to it, and halfway through his response, something in my brain just said, "Click."
Yeah.
Because we were talking about, I think if I remember correctly, it was something
and that
about
shit with your uncle, man.
Yeah, it was something about older brothers, Platinum and Ism and other older brothers and stuff that.
Yeah.
And he was MOT was literally halfway through the point he was making, and my brain just went click. And then as soon as he got done, I'm like, oh shit, I just had a fucking epiphany. And then he says, like, well, what happened? I was like, it just clicked. That's why I have the anger I do at Platinum and Ism and the rest of them.
And Ism,
they're my fucking uncles.
Bitch, bro.
They're my fucking
the cool uncle that's really a failure, but nobody wanted to tell you.
I fell asleep on that one. I was
God
damn,
I heard
and I was like,
I heard everything verbatim.
Yeah. And I was like, holy shit. That's why I'm so angry at these motherfuckers.
Hey.
That's why I get the way I do. Because all I'm seeing are the very uncles who fucking failed me as well. And I'm watching it happen in real time with these motherfuckers doing it to other
man,
people.
this nigga Platinum just said, yeah, Lori Harvey, man, she doing the damn thing. I mean, she's an attractive woman. Now she got herself a man. I think women should follow this.
Well, I don't care about all that. I was trying to make a point about men. I don't want to get on. I don't want to get on them. I was just trying to make a point about men.
Lawrence, real quick, what I analyzed really quickly is that you're still gonna have men, whether of any generation, that's still going to be children in the body. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And what you're alluding to, that's how I feel. Like this is like, I know I can say some stupid shit sometimes and just to go off the wall, but I know for sure, like my mannerisms and my maturity is like, I'm not like that. All that shit y'all care about, I don't care about that, yo. Like and the thing about it is, it shows the immaturity in the mindset, yo. Like I don't want to hear you're like 40, 50 something years old and you teasing niggas and you sitting up there saying you bitch broke, bro. Like that doesn't make any sense to me, yo. Like, come on, bro. Like you're not talking foundations. You're painting women, right? Because even though we understand the mindset of women, at the end of the day, they're women, right? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna still try to say, bitch broke, and I need the quantity of pussy instead of the quality of pussy, or some type of companionship.
Wait, hold on, Brown Bird. Look, I'm gonna tell you, you are missing the whole point. The only reason why these niggas do this is because of this simple fact. Look, there was a contract between the woman and Mr. Wrong.
Mhm.
That
Right.
Mr. Right was gonna be paying for
Yep.
borrowed milk at high ass prices, at black market prices.
Yep.
Wow, Mr. Wrong got the shit on Steam sale discount prices. You know, 70% off at least.
Mhm.
Right. And like I said,
So my
I'm
bad.
sorry.
Let me finish up.
My apologies. I
So
thought you
no,
were-
you
I'm sorry.
good. So the whole thing is that they want you to come back to pay for these bitches because the simple fact, if you go away, now they got to cover your end.
Fuck that.
Wow. Where did you get that from, Eisen?
That's not the first time he said that.
Easy.
That's not the first time. That's not the first time he said that.
You know how Eisen is.
Easy. I mean, hey, Zero talk about it all the time. Follow the money.
Mhm.
If the niggas with the money walk away, who got to pay for them bitches now?
Yeah.
That's one of the,
I would love to see that shit though, man.
that was one of the first conversations I ever had with Zero months ago. The first time I ever came up on one of his panels, and he matter of factly asked me about older brothers and why they act the way they do or something like that, and I told him point blank, it's fear. It's straight out the gate, it's fear. It's fear because they know they can't keep up with us. It's fear because they know they'll be left behind. And being left behind means that they're going to have to pick up all the slack for what they've been trying to force on us.
Hey, look, this is what it is right here.
Child.
That's what it is right here. Take care of my baby mama while
Yes.
I'm fucking.
Yep, that's it. That's it. And even before that, we all heard the jokes. Chris Rock, she's always got a dude in a glass for breaking case of emergency.
Hey,
even before that, we heard the three man rule. She's got to have one who takes care of the house, one who pays the bills, and a mandingo. This has been going on for a long time.
I heard that in the form of a joke. Instead of dudes, it was three animals.
Okay.
where it said every woman, she needs a jaguar in her garage, a tiger in her bedroom, and a jackass to pay for it all. You just want to make sure your motherfucking ass ain't the jackass.
Yep.
So,
Either way, it applies.
Yes.
No matter which one you use. But like I said, again, and even with what you said, that's old too. It's not like it's a new thing somebody's saying now.
Right.
That goes back decades. You know what I'm saying?
Old niggas just didn't tell you that shit because they wanted you to pay for it.
Right. And like I said, I don't want this to be a conversation about women. I want it to be a conversation about men and these type of men and what we're trying not to be as opposed to what they're trying to propagate. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had shared the thing about that moment with MOT.
Right.
because that's where we're at. Because see, and Eisen, you've heard me say this before, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat's heard it at least once. Here's my thing, point blank. You can't save everybody, and you're not supposed to save everybody. Everybody can't be saved. Right. So it's and that's not being mean. That's not being rude. That has nothing to do with secular. That has nothing to do with scripture. It has nothing to do with personal. It's just plain, absolute fact. You cannot save everybody, and not everybody's supposed to be saved. Some people are supposed to be destroyed because of the dumbass actions and the consequences it brings. It is all it is.
Yes.
Now, if you find a brother who gets into a situation and he's truly remorseful and he doesn't want to repeat that process, you have a chance of working with him to be productive. But you got to keep an eye on him. Make no mistake, got to keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't backslide. But then there are brothers out there that you know without doubt you cannot do anything with. You cannot build with them. You can't even sit down and have a casual cigar with them because it's always going to lead to some nonsense. You just can't.
Because they bitch ass niggas.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
just this one thing to just agree with Lauren's point. The way that I've always seen it, you only work with people who's around in your energy, and you have to cipher that out and decipher that really good. You can't just be that person and be like, oh well, we joke and laugh and this and third, but the dude is a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So just to agree with Lauren's point, like I agree. Go ahead.
Some niggas in this space could actually also apply to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers would like to hang with with people in this space that they know are full of shit, right? But they're just gonna let it slide for a little bit of shine. You know what I'm saying?
Know them niggas.
Let me tell you something. In the entire scheme, and like I said, I'm turning 54 soon. Okay. In the entire scheme of things, when I look back on my life, from working in corporate to serving in the military to going to college to high school to the neighborhood I grew up in, do you want to know how many friends that I still have out of all that time in my life?
I would say best guess 2.
One. And that's
One.
my cousin, and that's my cousin William that you hear me talk about.
I knew he was gonna be one.
And that's it. That's it. The other ones still reach out to me. They still try to contact me. I have nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing to do with them because here's the thing. It's not about being savage. It's not about being an asshole. It goes right back to what Brown Bird just said. You have to be selfish. You have to break down the energy of the people who are being around you. You have to look at their receipts. You have to look at the direction their life's going. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had one of the closest friends I had growing up was Jonathan Jackson. I was from Brooklyn. He was from the Bronx, but we went to the same high school in Manhattan. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, we were tight as draws. Not even no bullshit. We were tight as draws. Okay. After so many decades of not seeing each other and going our own direction, you would figure that when you run into this dude who was one of your best men, you pick up where you left off. Crack jokes, talk about girls.
Of course.
Just dumb shit.
Just see how shit was going in general. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? What am I greeted with? Look, man, I got this idea to start a business and I want to do yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, dude, that's not what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, but you've done this and you've done that. So, I figured you could help me out. I was like, okay, so here we go. Come back and save every nigga in the neighborhood who didn't get out. Okay, I got you. So my mindset is that, okay, this is my boy. He's different than everybody else. Because that's what we do. Let's be straight up honest about it. That's what we do. This is my boy. We've known each other a long time. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give him a chance because it's my boy. Even though you shouldn't. but that's the frame of thinking you go through. So he tells me what he wants to do. I do some research. It wasn't anything major. Didn't take a lot of time. I got the basic idea that he had fleshed out. Found all the stuff that he needed, etc., and so on. So now here he is, and I know he doesn't have the finances to do this. So here's the deal. All right, I put the package together. I can help you set it up. This is the way we're going to work it. It's going to be a 50-50 split on profits because I put it together. I got the plan together. I got the resources and I got the vendors and all that good stuff, and I'll be paying for it. And you run the company. We split the profits 50-50. I'm just a silent partner.
That's even fair. 50,
okay,
50.
Now anybody else under any normal circumstances would be like, okay, either A, that's fair, or B, I don't give a fuck, man. As long as you're giving me a chance, I'll take it. At the very least, one of those two is going to be the answer.
Yeah.
You want to know what his answer was to me?
What?
Oh, I think I heard this one before.
Well, we're friends. You're just supposed to give it to me.
Yes.
No, Lawrence. What did he really say?
I'm like, wait, John, what did you just say to me? He said, what? I said, no, repeat that for me one more time. He said, yo, we friends. We've known each other a long time. You're just supposed to do this for me, man.
Nah.
I said, so you're telling me I'm just supposed to give up my resources, my money for you without any proof whatsoever you're going to follow through on this, much less make it successful? Well, yeah. Okay, John, we're done. And he's like, what? We're done. Do you want to know when that happened?
When?
That was 2010. I haven't spoken to him since.
Damn, that's when I graduated college.
He's so damn desperate He used to have his wife Sarah contact me on Facebook.
No.
Nah, bro.
Wow.
And when she couldn't convince me, she had Sarah reach out to my wife on Facebook.
Wow.
So you trying to use the feminine route in order to get you back and stuff like that.
So here we are back to exactly what I said before. They're just bitches with dicks. They're the same people.
Yeah.
Because it's the same fucking tactic.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're so attracted to El Caminos.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. You know, and I know, and Eisen, again, I got to give him props because he had to explain stuff to me sometimes. I have to, when it comes to you guys, I have to understand that no matter what I say, I'm in a different headspace because of the age I am as opposed to you guys.
Yes, sir. That doesn't mean we can't listen to what you're saying, though.
No.
It's not that at all, Smooth. I understand where Lawrence is coming from.
It's not that at all. As a matter of fact, to be quite honest, it has nothing to do with you whatsoever. It's about me.
Yeah.
This is why Eisen and I have the relationship we have, because he will tell me point blank, nah, brother, it's you. You see what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. Here's what he's getting at, Smooth. We'll have certain conversations, and I have to remind him, hey, bro, you in your mid-50s. Mm-hmm. These niggas ain't there yet.
Yeah.
I said only reason why I can even identify with either one of y'all points is just because I'm different.
Mm-hmm. Can I drop on that? And that's why I appreciate Lawrence the way that he is, because it's like, we always teach each other, but it always is the age range because it comes with experience. So I appreciate Lawrence and Eisen. I'm in my late 20s and I understand what he's getting at. I understand exactly where he's coming from. Yeah, that's why I'm very humble. That's why I'm very humble to it. And I'm like, cool, because you taking that information he gives and his perspectives, and you're like, okay,
thanks.
Cool. And even zero, you know what I'm saying? Either MOT, it's the same. It's the same thing.
And I think, I basically had to break it down to him. I said, I know what it is that you forget. I was like, because of the simple fact, and I said, and Zero brings it up all the time, you can't have these conversations outside in your everyday life, and you can have them with brothers on here. You forget that 20-year gap, at least, that you got with a lot of these dudes.
Yep.
That's true.
And what did I say when you told me that?
Yep. Shit.
There you go. That's what I said. That's exactly what it was.
Damn, you're right. That's it.
That's exactly what it was. I was like, well, damn. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, you got me. So, and that's just what it is, because I want so desperately for brothers to make it. And at the same time, spending so much time with all of you guys, I've built connections with you. So even more so than in other men, I want you all to make it without doubt, But again, like Eisen had to explain to me, I got a 20-year head start. I'm thinking in a capacity that's going to be radically different. And I think I said this on Aegon's channel yesterday when I had made a comment about, I'm looking at it from a totally different perspective. I'm looking at it as somebody who has more years behind him than he has ahead of him.
Right.
So I'm working on a totally different speed level, a totally different conceptual level, because I know if the average lifespan of a black man is like mid 70s, I'm 54. I don't have that much time left. So that alone, I'm already thinking radically different than everybody else right out the gate.
So on that, be like you have a good 20 years.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when Eisen told me that's why my first response was like, oh shit, because it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. It's nothing personal. It doesn't mean anybody's less than or more than. It's just that's the state of the situation. But like I said, I don't want to have to talk about pussy anymore. I'd rather talk about the men who are playing this game and how to avoid them and stay away from them and not even entertain them as a thought, much less listen to them, while simultaneously trying to get those of us who do want to do better and be more productive and go in a different direction and making sure that opportunity presents itself. Does that make sense?
Right.
True.
Right.
True.
Yeah, that makes
I agree.
sense.
And it's difficult sometimes because, like I said, I've gotten accustomed to. I'm sorry, hold on. There you go. Like I said, I've got accustomed to you guys. I really have, but I know you're gonna have to. You guys are gonna have to come, like Eisen told me. You guys are gonna have to come to your own time and place and space for that moment for it to kick off. And that's whether it's following my path or your own. It doesn't make a difference. But there's a thing about years, experience, and maturity that has to come in play. I can't force you to think like me if you're only 18. That's foolish on my part, not yours. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You can only give the information out, and whoever receives it does what they want to do with it.
Yeah.
That's how I take it, bro. Like, and the thing about it is, I've always said either here or just in real life to anybody I speak to, because I speak to cats that's older than me, and they'll come to me, they be like, "Yo, Brownbird, what should I do?" And I'd be like, "Bro, you still in that mindset where you trying to please other niggas, or you getting mad at niggas for doing nigga shit, brother. You have to understand theory of elevation. At the end of the day, elevation is only on you. You can't rely on another party to be your elevation. That's just stupid. And a lot of brothers and a lot of men don't understand that. When I started being on my selfish shit, and I started being on my not narcissism, but being more selfish, I come to find out, yo, I'm the most powerful man of myself. I don't need to hear nothing from nobody else. And then when I talk to brothers that's still older than me, because they're in their 30s, they be like, bro, you got this knowledge for your age. I was like, bro, I'm only 28. Like, I still do dumb shit in my 20s. But at the same time, bro, you in your 30s and you getting caught up on niggas that's around my age because they do stupid shit. That's not elevation. You pulling yourself down. Exactly. The whole point of life is to always pull yourself up, even if dudes is doing it faster than you or slower than you, because it's your own elevation and path. Yep. And if you're not elevating, you just shooting yourself in the foot. That's not how life is supposed to be.
That's why whenever, I hate it when these motherfuckers with gray hair say this one motherfucking quote. With age comes wisdom. And I say, nigga, that's a possibility, not a motherfucking assurance. Because it's too many niggas I done seen that are young fools and still become old fools.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you.
I know that.
I'm laughing because that's some true ass shit, boy.
But that's
I was raised on that type of shit.
That's why I'm telling you. That's why the only old niggas I fool with in this space is Lawrence and the Gone. I mean, they gonna keep it real with you. The rest of these motherfuckers want you to respect them just because they got some gray hair.
Seniority.
Motherfuckers will tell you, man, you only been in this world 15 minutes. Okay, so you been in 30, nigga.
Oh yeah. You and I.
You been in 30, nigga.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to do what the fuck you did, the dumb shit you done to learn not to do that dumb shit. I learned by watching niggas just like you.
But guess what, Eisen? They want you to do the exact same dumb shit they did, so you get the exact same result. So you will be in the exact same position.
And you know what I say? And you know what I say to them? Fuck you and that notion.
But Smooth, let me say this to Smooth. Basically, what you're alluding to is that their accomplishments, they want you to get their accomplishments, which is not accomplishments at all. That's mainly what it is.
They want you to become successful.
And that's
their accomplishment is a crabs in the barrel. You be here with me so we can talk about our problems. And feel good about
it because we shitting on other niggas because of those problems.
Exactly.
And that's why I say,
hey, watch this, y'all. Hey, watch this, y'all.
Wait, one more thing. I was going to say this last thing. My thing about it is it goes exactly back to my point. It's just that certain men are built to only still be children regardless of what age that they are. And they'll use the idea that they're just older than you as a basis to say you don't know shit. But go ahead, Isaac.
But who does that?
Facts.
I mean, who does it? Who has a party just to see who got it fucking worse than them? Bitches.
A woman.
Bitches.
Bitches.
I mean, that literally is a motherfucking female ass frame.
That's why you have some
it's a pity
chicks.
party.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have some chicks, man. They will lose weight and get fly as fuck for their birthday, just so they look better than everybody else that they invite. And later on, they balloon back up, and they be like, "Yeah, well, at least I was able to shit on those bitches on my birthday." Hey, all that bullshit.
Attention.
Well, remember what I said one time before. Okay, here's how it works, and this is a conversation I had with women. How many female friends do you have? Oh, I just have male friends. Why? Oh, because I don't trust other women. So here's my logic. If you don't trust your own kind, why would you expect me to? Just a thought.
Because I need to benefit from you, nigga.
Yeah, well, I know that. But
That's the answer. They don't want to say it, but that's the answer.
Yeah, they don't want to say it. But that's and that right there, that one little sentence, that one little conversation, that space right there, that's where men need to be. You need to understand that the very creature you're chasing doesn't even trust its own kind. Why would you trust it? Just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's just great.
I'm just saying. I mean, because they sum it up themselves. Ask any female, and I guarantee you, the vast majority of them will have more male friends than female. And when you ask them why, that's generally going to be their answer. They might tweak the words a little bit here and there, but it'll be something along the lines. Well, I don't trust women. I always get into fights with women, etc., and so on.
Oh yeah.
They don't even trust each other, but yet they expect me to trust them. No, that's not going to work.
That's a train wreck waiting to happen.
Yeah. And that's the space that like I said, that conversation, that's the space I want men to be in. I don't care what age you are. I don't. But that's the space I want you to be in. Because once you understand that, now you can start moving into how to properly apply the rules of engagement if you are going to deal with them. Which, again, I'm always going to say you shouldn't. But at least once you have that mentality set up in your head, you can start the process on the proper rules of engagement when dealing with them.
You know what, Lawrence?
Because your end result, you're in, and not trying to throw him out there like that, but if you are going to engage, your end result should be something along the lines, if not the exact same thing, as Marco.
And you know what, Lawrence, and here's what I say to what you said about this. This should be the mindset that they're in. You know what? Fuck this shit. Damn it, keep doing it. I want you to keep going down that road, because motherfucker, if you like getting fucked over, I love it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you like it, I love it. Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Keep doing
it. And again, those you're right. Those would be the people that you want to do that. But again, we have to go back to what we said before. There are some brothers who are making these moves without having it ever explained to them to know it's not supposed to work like that.
Lawrence, you mind if I share a story, Eisen, real quick?
Go ahead, man. The panel's open. Do your thing.
Yeah, this reminds me of my bro that's in his 30s, and he's always complaining to me about women. He's like, "Yo, this women, I'm just trying to fuck something. I'm trying to just, I'm trying to get my nut off, blah 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 blah." And I'll be sitting there, he'd be like, "Yo, Brown Bird, you should get back in the dating field, like da da da." I said, "Bro, it's not the time for me to even be thinking about women right now, and I'm getting my mind straight in my mental capacity, bro." But this is a thing. You know how you got brothers that talk all that shit. They be like, yeah, the bitches, and da-da-da, this, that, and third. Nigga call him on phone 11 or 12 o'clock, and he'll be sitting up there like, yo, bro, I don't know, bro, because she want to fuck, but she want a wife and blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, yo, bro, you done fucked up, right? Like, that shorty just wanted to fuck, and you just sit up there trying to make it something bigger than what it already is. You know the girl is a piece of shit, but you still take into account her feelings because the coochie is good. And that's your problem right there. And, it's funny because Lawrence Eisen is touching on this, but I say it's funny to me is the brothers that get into the same repeating cycles, and they'll keep just doing it and doing it and doing it with this woman, the next woman, and this, that, and the third. And it's like, if I'm not there, and if I'm not there telling you, you would probably get in your feelings and fuck yourself up even more. And that's the thing. That's the thing I try to tell him all the time. I said, bro, You at the end of the day are leveling up. You always talk about this chakra shit, zodiac, and this, that, and the third. Why aren't you abiding by what you're saying? Why are you letting external figures fuck up your mental capacity and make you feel like this? You're still operating from a low vibrational standpoint, even though you're presenting yourself to be high vibrational. So you have to figure out your middle in order to avoid the bullshit. And I just be saying that to him because it reminds me of what y'all saying. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah.
Yeah, man, MOT. You see that? Because being a bitch ass nigga is far more important.
Yeah, they love being there.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They do.
They really do. They really do. And like I said, we have to. Oh man, this is gonna sound so fucked up, but it's the truth though. So I'm just gonna put it out there. We have to understand that when it comes to men like us, we're a special breed. Because either we figured it out early, like Eisen, and didn't have to go through it at all. We figured it out in the middle, like Brown Bird or Smooth, or we figured it later on, like I did. But the fact of the matter is that we all have one thing in common: we figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Right. So in that respect, we're a special breed, and we have to take that seriously, and we have to protect it at all costs. So yeah, I think I said that right. I have my moments when I phase a little bit, but
no, I completely agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly, and that's wait, hold on.
MOT, right?
To let whack bitches talk you into being something dick is also important.
Can you see them in the dark with candles in a circle summoning, right?
Oh no! Look, I'm gonna show my age right here. Now, Lawrence, they do like old Genie. They just fold them arms and nod, and there.
Oh, jeez, man! Oh, damn! You went Barbara Eden on me. No, you didn't. Yeah, like we ever gonna see a day when a chick calls us master? Sure, you're right.
Hey, but the difference is they're gonna be calling her that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they do that. Them queens.
Yeah, man.
Y'all queens.
But
yeah, it's too funny. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Man, it's nuts.
But like I said, once each of us reaches that point, we got to immediately take. Once we reach that point, that epiphany, where we realize what's reality as opposed to wishing and hoping, we have a responsibility to ourselves and to anybody else who we can either get out of it or who has come out of it themselves. Like for instance, the red pill rage. You know, we got a lot of brothers out there with red pill rage, and we know we shouldn't be talking about these broads anymore. But in some instances, you got new guys who are coming into it who are new, and they still got to burn that energy off, that anger, and et cetera, and so on. And we got to give them the same amount of space to do it that we were allowed to have. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's where it gets tricky. That's why it's difficult, where you don't want to talk about it, but to some degree you do have to, because you got to give that brother the time to work through it the way the rest of us did.
Well, you can't avoid it just because of simple fact. Like I had to remind you about where you're at in your life compared to others. You're 55, well, 53, 54, somewhere around there.
54. Well, I'm coming up on 54, yeah.
Mid 50s. So like you say, you got more years in behind you than you got ahead of you. Mm-hmm. So it's foolish to expect younger guys to be at the point that you are. Now of course there'll always be an anomaly, for a guy to be at your point. But it's gonna be, it's a needle in a haystack. I won't say with no needles, but I won't say with no needles, but but it's a needle in a haystack. So that's why the simple fact is, like Zero says, it's gonna come back to it. You can't. There's no way of getting around it.
Well. Again, I wasn't talking.
I guess it's the way you do.
Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, that's what I meant. I wasn't talking about them like being at the same speed or level as me. I'm just saying that as much as I don't want to talk about women anymore, there are young brothers who are coming in and they got that red pill rage, and they have to have the space and the opportunity to burn it off. The same way you and MTR and everybody else gave me my space to burn it off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. I'm not expecting them to be at my level right out the gate.
Oh yeah. No.
So I'm gonna say this, Eisen and Lawrence, because this is what I take from it. So it reminds me of a panel that I was on, and yes, it's the idea that we already get it, so we're already there. But because we see them, we're reminded of how we might have been in that time frame. So just because they don't get it yet, or because they're starting to come to the realization, it's just that you gotta let them see the reflection, and then after you see them reflection, put the mirror down. So now they have the sense of reality to move forward and give them the solution if they're ready for the solution.
Right. And if you don't mind me expanding on that, here's another aspect of it too. We have to make sure, and I don't want to make this about image because it's not about that, but we have to make sure that when they come in this space, when they see us, it's not trying to convince them to do it the way we've done it, because we've all had our own tactics on how to deal with it. But what is important is that when they come in, to let them see all of us and know for sure, without doubt, you will come out on the other end of it. You will be okay. You will get better.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's another thing with those older brothers. They talk more game than show.
Oh yes.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying that as one of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it with my generation. I've seen it with my uncles who are older than me. They talk more than show. So when those younger brothers who are still in that red pill rage comes in, we give them the space to vent it, even though we might be tired of talking about women, but we give them that space because we know they have to go through it. But more importantly than anything, they see how many of us are here and like, okay, these guys get it. Not only did they get it, but they got past it. So I know by seeing, I'm going to be okay. And that's just as important as well. You know?
And to be honest, man, if you paying attention, really, you gonna see as much game. You gonna see the game. You gonna see the real game if you paying attention to them. You gonna see what they really about if you pay attention to them.
Yep. You absolutely will.
And that's the thing. I mean, I guess that's why I never fell into a lot of the traps that guys fell into, because of the simple fact I stood back, I watched. I was like, okay, I just tried to pay attention to all of that way I could gain every little bit of knowledge I could, and see what was going on. Like, oh, this is what's really going on. But damn, these niggas telling me this something different.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you even see it virtually in this space.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like for example, and I'm not going to call names. So
ain't no need to.
Yeah. But you got certain older brothers who have channels, okay? And in the full scheme of things, of you running your channel and trying to be profitable or whatever it is you're doing with it, I don't care. That you are so freaking, whatever phrase you want, terrified, paranoid, whatever phrase you want to use, you can't run your channel because you're so busy listening in the clouds to other people's channels to see if you're being mentioned, to see if you can make a video on somebody else and start a battle to get clout, I mean, it's men don't do that. men don't do that. Look, there are so many men that I've come across in my life, and even in this space, I absolutely 100% don't fucking agree with a goddamn thing you do. But I'm not gonna bitch about it. You're a man. Go do you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we have reached the point of being so bitch-like. It's insane. I mean, it's just fucking insane. I mean, literally picking up aspects, terminology, and tactics of women. It's fucking mind-boggling to me.
Well,
True.
that's the thing. When dudes get into modern technological society, it seems to the higher percentage of the male population, you know, they put their bags off in the bitch's purse. That's the only way I know this. That's the only way I know this. Woo.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. That was pretty good. Oh man,
it's the only way. It's the simplest way I know to explain it.
yeah.
And Zero always says simplify it, so it's the only way I know to explain it. It is pathetic, but you know, and like to what you were saying about not being able to tell. I can't tell brothers, you know, how to do it like I do. And you know, I can tell them a few things that I do that I think that they have a possibility of being able to do, but I can't tell them. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell no dude. I know I can't tell a young dude to sit up there and you have to think of the bitches less than you, because they're not going to be able to fathom that. I can tell that. I can just tell they're not going to be able to do that.
You can see the light leaving their eyes when you say it. I mean,
it's like, what?
I mean, seriously.
Hell, you see that shit with old ass niggas.
Yes.
And trust me, I know, because I mean, and people, and you know, I know people think that I've had people think that, you know, the way I talk here, I probably don't talk out. Yeah, I talk the same way. I talk the same way outside in my everyday life. You know, like I said, to me, a broad has no purpose if she ain't serving mine.
Right.
Her purpose literally is to serve mine.
Yes.
If she's not doing it, I have no use for the bitch. I mean, it's just how it is for me. The way I look at it is, you go ahead and you take your trip to China. You go over there and try and do as you do in America and see what the fuck gonna happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is when you come into my world.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
You gotta do in my world as I say do. If not, you got to get the fuck on out.
There's no.
And
other
you
way.
will get out.
Yeah. There's no other way it could be. There's no other way it could be. And I agree with everything you said, man. I mean, this is, you know, we've all talked about it, all of us. I don't need to call any names. Everybody here, everybody who's not here, we've all had this conversation. Let the niggas have their hope factor. Let them have it. Let them keep sitting around hoping and wishing that it's going to work out best, etc., and so on. Let them have it. We've got better things to do. Mm-hmm. And as it's always been proven throughout history, while they sat there doing what they did, we sat over here doing what we needed to do. And guaranteed, just like women, they will eventually come running to us to save them as well. And the answer is going to be the same for them as it is for women. I don't know you. You have no place here. You will not come here and expect to receive all the benefits without doing any of the work.
That ain't what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say something different. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna talk to them in a language they understand. This is what I'm gonna say. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
See, because I'm like where I'm at. I think what I want to do is I want to get a whole bunch of capes of different colors and then I want to run them up flag posts on my property, but each one of the capes have holes in it, so they know Captain Saberho has been murdered. He doesn't live here. You know what I'm saying? You know how you put the head of an enemy on the spike on the gate, so people would get, it's a warning before they approach you. I want to do something like that. That's me. That's me.
And you know, I think the funny thing is too, golly, and, you know, I don't know if anybody. I think, well, I know Lawrence and Smooth heard why. You know, I chose the whole Eisen moniker for myself. Mm-hmm. I knew that whenever I came and whenever I started making my content, I would whenever somebody caught wind to it, I would be viewed as the bad guy. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to embrace this shit. So I might as well be the best bad guy I think there is. Yep. And one of his favorite, one of his other many quotes he's had, one of my favorites is when he said, admiration is the furthest point from understanding. So I find that a lot of these niggas, they admire bitches. And that's why they get caught up, because of the simple fact with that admiration, they can't understand to be able to see all the flaws and foibles that go along with these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. And that's right. Yeah, and it took me a while because I've gone through a couple of avatars myself, but it took me a while, and it finally clicked. Michael Holt, Mr. Terrific, is what you see for me now, and that's what I've been using because he don't focus on the pussy. He focuses on bettering himself, being more intelligent, scientific pursuits, etc. So whatever he's doing has nothing to do with revolving around pussy.
So. Yeah, mine saw elevating himself. Everyone was pretty much a piece on the chessboard for his game. Mm-hmm. That's what he saw, and even when he talked, there was only one individual that he even put on the same level or even higher as far as intellect in himself, and that was Urahara Kisuke. He would be the very definition of what a representation of Nietzsche and Ubermensch are trying to be. So, which I guess he ended up in becoming in a way, but so I guess me looking down on certain individuals, I guess I've kind of gotten there, because whenever I went through my red pill rage moment, I ain't gonna lie, I binge watched a whole bunch of fucking Bleach, and I binge watched a bunch of scenes and episodes having to do with him, and I think that kind of helped me. It got me into the mind state that I'm at.
I never really red pill per se, red pill rage, because I didn't understand what it was. But I know for sure when I started understanding the bullshit a lot more, and it's, you know, I'm still relatively young, but one person I've always said has allowed me to look at things a little bit more differently is the brother on YouTube, COJ. He put me on to that whole thing of just like looking at things in a different perspective, and also wanted to come. Well, I was already in the spiritual mindset, but venture on more into the spiritual aspect. So I always give credit where credit is due.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, if nothing else, man, when they come in with that rage, man, at least let them see that you can get past it, man. You can be better than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not gonna be easy, but it can be done. Yeah. And that's why I said before, you know, each one of us has had to do it in our own way.
Yeah.
In our own direction. And some of us didn't have to do it at all. Because they figure, like I said, like you, Marco, etc., and so on, you know, you figured it out so early, you never even put yourself in a position to have to deal with it, which is a blessing. It's absolutely a blessing.
Oh yeah, I thank God every day.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, and it's funny because, like I said, I'm late in the game. I mean, like I said, and we talked about it before. I've had awareness of it, but I just, got convinced to ignore what I was thinking or feeling because it was wrong and bought into the propaganda. It is what it is. Um, but make no mistake, I tell you, and I say this without shame, every single morning, the first thought that comes out of my mind is I mentally start thinking the Most High as soon as my eyes open, every single morning. Because you know what? It could be worse.
True.
I could be the brother laying in the bed right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be worse. It could be worse.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there are some brothers who didn't have the wherewithal to make it through and come out on the other side.
Yeah. There are a lot that they go ahead and decide to just, well, I ain't gonna have this problem on board. And they decide a different way to relieve themselves of their problem permanently.
Yeah. And what people fail to understand, and I'm sure Brownbird will probably add on to this when I'm done because he was talking about it earlier. What people fail to I don't even think it's a failure to understand. They just don't want to face it.
They don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. That's even better. They don't care. You have the depths that a man has to go through mentally and emotionally to make that choice is staggering, because men as a whole, regardless of anything, have an innate desire for self-preservation at all costs.
Absolutely.
That's a function. You can't get around that. So to understand where his mind went, where his spirit went, where his heart went, to be so deep in that you override that natural aspect of your being is mind-boggling, man.
You know what I also think too, that when males get into more civilized, more higher technologically advanced societies, it gets overridden for the majority.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't disagree with that.
That-
I'm just
that-
saying. I'm just saying you have to understand the mentality it takes to
Yeah,
override
no.
that.
And the thing is, to be honest,
That's
I can't
strong,
understand
too.
it. I can't understand it. I'm gonna be honest. I can't.
Well, like I said, I've been there. I attempted it.
That's why I said I can't.
Yeah, I attempted it once myself. During the breakdown of my first marriage. So I get I get the process he was thinking. I get it.
And
I
see,
get
it. My thing is, it wouldn't be me I'd be coming after. I'd be wanting to go after the one I shouldn't be going after.
But you know what's funny? That's what snapped me out of it. Exactly what you said. That's actually what snapped me out of it because I had it all planned out, man. I made sure everybody was gone. I had the location, how it was going to be done. The kids were out of the house. Everybody. I had the whole thing planned, and I had a time set, and I was laying in bed just waiting for the time to come, so I can put my plan into action. And while I was laying there, something happened where I fell asleep waiting. As stupid as that sounds, I fell asleep. And while I was sleeping in my dream, that's what the final analysis was during my journey. Exactly what you said. Why do I have to do this? I didn't do a fucking thing wrong.
Let me go get the motherfucker that did.
No, I'm being honest with you. That's
I believe you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And then the next thing I knew, there was a bang at my door because I had written all the goodbye letters. I had written all of them, and everybody by the time they got them and read them, it would have been too late. But I fell asleep. I actually fell asleep and had a dream and overshot the time frame. So the next thing I knew, there's banging at the door, and my boy Charles and the rest of them was like, banging. I opened the door and they looked at me like, dude. I was like, yeah, I know. And then I told them about the dream, and that was it. That was it. Oh my dude, I had spent 2 weeks planning it. No
Damn.
bullshit. I had spent 2 weeks planning it because I had to time everything right where nobody was there and all that good stuff. Kids would be in school, this, that, and et cetera, and so on. Yeah. So I get his mentality. I know it very, very fucking well.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I hadn't fell asleep and that internal self-preservation hadn't given me that dream, we wouldn't be sitting here having a conversation. Well, at least I wouldn't be.
And see, for me, damn, yeah, I can't understand, because the one thing I learned about myself was that the emotion that seems to come quickest to me is anger. I know me. I know me. So whenever I got close enough, my whole thing was I was like, oh no, I was like, yeah. I was like, I got to fucking hate this bitch. I was like, I've got to hate her that way. This motherfucker's absolutely just disgusting to me. The way this motherfucker's, I mean, like awful in my mouth. I just
yeah, but see, the problem was, and not speaking for him, but I'm pretty sure he had this moment. But I know with me, there was such an inner turmoil because I was pulled in two different directions. I knew this woman stole my children and vanished with them. Okay, the courts weren't helping me. They knew where they were, wouldn't tell me. And so there's that anger, there's that resentment, there's that hurt, there's that pain. And on the flip side of that, I'm conflicted because, we all taught that, no matter what happens, man, that's still the mother of your children, man. You got to respect. I mean, it was just so many different things going in my head, from family to society to what was actually happening to the courts and it was just crazy. And that's why women do what they do. See, women know they can piss us off about money, but they can hurt us by taking our children. Mm-hmm. They know this, and that's why they do it. That's why they do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was saying when we first started this conversation about doing extra. Yeah. I know you're going to go after me for money. I know that. And I know you're going to use the children to get the money. But here's the thing. You got the money. So what is the point of you taking the children from me? Now you're just trying to hurt me on purpose. That's a whole different level of being.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't argue with you about alimony. I didn't argue with you about child support. I didn't try to take the children for you. I just want to spend time with my kids. You already won.
Damn.
You already won. So now by you going to the fact of taking my children, now this is not about trying to take care of yourself and get financial benefits. Now you're just trying to cut me to the core of my being and break me, because there's no other reason to do that if you already won. And that's the case with every woman. When you walk into court, they won before you got there. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So for you to do that to men by taking their children, now you're just being a straight up 100% evil person. You can't even say vindictive because I haven't done shit to you. You're just doing it because.
It's not because they're doing
I know that, but I'm just saying.
I got you.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is you're taking it to a whole other level than what was required or even fucking necessary.
Oh, they're always gonna do that.
Yeah. So but I'm just explaining where my brain was when I was in that space and all that good stuff. So okay. I got a general idea of that brother, just like I got a general idea of all the other brothers that I've had who've taken themselves out for the same reason.
Damn.
I mean, unfortunately, unfortunately, okay, let me add it up. Unfortunately, I have lived long enough to see 12 men do that.
Damn.
Wow.
I have lived long enough to know, not see, but know men. I know these men, and they were good fucking men. They weren't perfect, but they were good men.
Damn.
And I've lived long enough to see 12 of them do this because of women.
Damn.
And the vast majority generally revolved around their kids. They didn't give a fuck about the money. They didn't give a fuck about losing the house. They gave not a rat's ass about that. They complained about it, sure, because it was just some of the money, the monthly requirements was outrageous.
Right.
But they do what men do. They get out, they get another job, they do this, they do that, whatever it is. They go back and forth to court to fight it, whatever. 9 times out of 10, that men will bitch about that. But you take their children, you break them. And like I said, there's no reason to do that unless that's your purpose. And now you're doing extra. Because like I said, you already won. You got the house, you got the alimony, you got the kids. He's paying for insurance. He's paying for dental. You already won. So the only reason you could want to do that with the children is because you personally want to break that motherfucker. Because here's the thing about women when they leave a dude. They will tell the dude they don't want them no more, but they want to make sure that nobody else wants them too.
Yeah.
They're big on that shit. They are big on that shit, especially when that motherfucker ends up doing better.
Oh yeah.
But their theory is I don't want you, but nobody else is going to want you either. I don't know what. Well, I do know what it's about, but that's what they do.
Well, the whole thing is this. I mean, the whole thing is it's their nature because of the simple fact, man. They simply want what everybody else has. What they want what they don't have.
Yeah. They know it's not even that. They just want.
Yes.
It doesn't make a difference if it's what they have, what they don't. If they have it, they want more of it. If they don't have it, they want it just for the sake of having it. It doesn't matter what the motivation is. They just want more. Without even having a fundamental reason for wanting it or why they want it. They just want more. That's all they know.
But with the dude, it's different.
Yeah.
And what I mean, I'm not talking about what. This is what I mean. Whenever it comes to men with them, it's different. If they have the dude, they don't want it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They want the dude that they don't have.
Mm-hmm. Yep. At the end of the day, as men, we're just subsidies to them. That's it.
Sponsors.
Yeah. Your phrase, yeah. Sponsors, yeah. But we're sponsors here to subsidize the lifestyle that they think they
desire.
Want. Yeah, desire. There you go. Much better. But yeah, it's just a bad day. And here's something else to take into consideration too. And I believe I've said this before. Like any creature in existence, you can only push it so far before they push back. And that's real talk. That's real. Regardless of laws, police, government, it doesn't make a difference. You can only push a creature so far before that creature has no other choice but to come out fighting. But to come out fighting. And here's the thing. You walk around thinking you're equal. But when that moment comes, you're going to learn real fast there's no such thing.
Yeah.
It's like because time.
Well, look, we have already seen it throughout history. We have seen it throughout history, every civilization. When men make a decision to come together and focus on one specific thing, you cannot stop them.
At all.
You can't. It's like irresistible force meets immovable object. You see what I'm saying? The women are trying to be the immovable object. We're the irresistible force. And like I said, you're going to keep pushing this to a point where that rubber band is going to snap back, and it's going to be a really bad day. Because you build something up in someone for so long, when they break, they're not just coming for you. They're letting it all out, and where whoever's in the immediate vicinity is just shit out of luck. And we've seen that. From Columbine all the way down. There's a reason the running joke is this motherfucker went postal. There's a reason for that. Because when I was growing up in New York, that's what happened. It was the vast majority of that shit used to happen in post offices in New York City.
Damn.
That's the reason the phrase "going postal" came into play. I can't tell you how many stories made the news about a motherfucker going in the post office, being mad at the boss, shot the boss, and on his way out decided to take out 2-3 other people just cause.
Yeah, I've seen stories like that, bro.
Just cause. Yeah. You know, and like I said, you know, I'm coming from that time frame where we had Bernie Getz, Son of Sam, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, you guys remember that movie Serpico? That was us. That was New York City in the 70s.
Yeah, he got tired and fed up with the whole entire system. Take them all down. They was giving him shit. Yeah,
that was in the 70s. I watched that in real time, dude.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, when you push it too far, it's gonna be a bad day.
And they set up. And that's ironic because they'll say the woman scorned, but nobody understands the wrath of the man, like, and just going off of what Lauren's saying, my experience is just like, like, we'll be chill, but it's like the more times you keep trying to nag at us, don't be surprised when we just let it all loose. And it's like, you have the tendency to forget that. It's like, like, y'all always gonna have that time where y'all can base it off of feelings and, hey, yeah, this is about me. Once that man starts to be quiet and he says, all right, you want to keep fucking around and keep getting on my nerves, you just wait. And then it's all of a sudden, why you got to do that for? Because you pushed me to that fucking limit. You should have never went there.
Yeah, and that's always that's always the case. I don't know why he did that. Why would he do that? That don't make no sense. Why you got to be like that? What do you mean why I got to be like that? Bitch, you've been fucking me over for 5 years. When did you think this shit was going to snap?
Exactly.
And they do it because they still fall behind the concept of, the government or the police will back them up. But if you notice, even the police knew something was wrong. That's why the Police Chiefs Association and the Police League and all that good stuff started instituting, which, if I remember correctly, started in around 1988, 89, where they started to shift the concept of how police handle domestic issues. Because remember, it used to be they come in, just take the dude, yada 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 yada, put him in jail, let him sleep it off, whatever have you may. But if you're noticing now, they got to the point where they made a decision. They're taking both of you. Women don't understand. It's subtle. It's taking forever. But some of those rules and applications are changing to a degree. Not enough. But they are changing. And even if it is changing with your initial interaction with the legal system, which is generally police, that's generally everybody's first interaction with the true aspect of the law system is generally police. Even if that has changed subtly, that's only on that level, because from a higher level, policies, statutes, procedures, judges, etc., these motherfuckers not budging. They're doubling down. You know what I mean?
I don't really see anything changing.
Well, that's my point. Yeah, that's exactly my point.
Because if you here's the thing. I don't need to go any further than Johnny Depp.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
That's crazy as hell.
That was a crazy one right there, yo.
That's crazy as hell. I mean, literally sat there, perjured herself, 2-3 times?
And shit, he got a video. He got the recording.
And that's the ironic part about it. And I was seeing that. I don't know if you guys was watching the show Iyanla Fix My Life.
I've seen it a couple of times.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
It's entertaining to watch though. So it was a couple, and they was talking about how the woman had to call the police on her man, even though the man was completely innocent. First of all, this was a fat hoe, so you already know the direction this is gonna go into. Shorty got mad at him for sitting up there taking the last pop out the fridge, for taking some damn soda out the fridge, and she got aggressive on him, called the cops on him, got aggressive on him, but he's the one that had to be taken to jail.
Yep.
Ain't that some shit? Go ahead, bro.
Did you see the one with the father and the 3 daughters?
Yeah.
where the daughters were taken from him because the wife had claimed he sexually abused them.
Yep.
And the daughters got older and they started telling
they
started, they had resentment towards the dad until one day they all got together because the mother was separating them, telling them what the father was doing to another daughter. Mm-hmm. And then she take the other daughter and tell that daughter that he was doing it to the other daughter, and they all kept quiet. And then
lied inside there said that they the guy the father molested one of them. Yeah.
And then when they got older, they got together and they all sat down. Instead of being separated, they sat down in a group and put it all on the table and realized she straight up lied.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're talking about these kids were what, 8, 9 or something like that. Yeah. And by the time this moment happened for these girls to come forward, they were already in their mid-late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And Iyanla came in.
It's already been done.
Yeah. Well, the girls had figured it out, and once that happened, they sided with their father and turned on their mother. And then Iyanla was there, and she was breaking all of it down. And Iyanla told her point blank, "You fucked this up, sister. You fucked this up. You fucked up your daughters. You fucked up a good man, and you're gonna have to fix this, and you're gonna have to apologize and all this other stuff." And even when the moment came. And I don't know if you remember it, Brown Bird, she didn't even apologize. She used that double speak shit where she was still giving underhanded comments to him as if the shit was still fucking real, even though it's already been proven it wasn't. It was
trying
crazy.
To play it. Yeah.
It was crazy as hell. It was crazy as hell. I mean, she sat there like, well, the situation that happened, if you hadn't been alone with them, then none of this would happen. I'm like, what? Wait, what? He's a father. Being alone with them don't mean shit. It's still a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? And even if he was, it's still it was crazy. The depths that these chicks will go to avoid consequences, man. Oh my God.
Let me tell you this. It's that serpent energy. And what I notice around and everything, it's so fucked up, bro. I see family members turn on other family members and just like it gets so crazy. It'd be the mother that sit up there and say something bad about her own daughter and kill the self-esteem of her own daughter just because maybe she did not have the same looks as her mom. And it would be some fuck shit like sitting up there saying, "You're such an ugly ass child. You so ugly. You so ugly." And I said, what kind of fucked up shit is that? Then they'll have their mental issues and then they'll turn into a monster and then try to seek for love with men, but the certain men will be the children, be the man child. Whereas they just happy enough that a woman will be so weak towards their standards that they have to take advantage of it. So that woman will take advantage of that on the opposite end. And it's a whole circle of just confusion and just denigration, bro. And it's just that's why I started noticing as I started getting older, man. You just got to sit back sometimes and understand, women, those type of women are a product of their own destruction. And I was just, one more thing. I was just saying, hearing from somebody the other day. It was this girl that was cool peoples. You know what I'm saying? They're having a conversation and stuff like that. They sit up there saying that the man she with is abusing her, man. And it's like, oh, so you're used to that though. And it's like, so you're allowing yourself to get into danger, to get into something where it's making you unhappy just because you can't venture out and get out on your own? What kind of shit is that? But I say that to say, that's why I say, you know what? Now at my age, or just now the way that I'm thinking as I elevate on my mindset, it's fine to just watch this. Because it's no way I'm going out of my help. It's no way I'm going out of my way to help any of y'all and say anything about it. I'm just be like, okay, that's you. You choose when you want to leap the fuck out and try something different. Otherwise than that, you keep on about your way. And the same thing for men. I tell them all the time, stop getting involved with people taking advantage of you.
Yep. Yeah. and to go to and I see what Jerome put in the thing. Yeah, dudes got to get smarter. They got to get fucking smarter. And if you can't get smarter, man, then step back. Step back. Look, man, there's enough on the news, on YouTube, in the real world, whatever have you may. You gotta look, you could see it, man. You don't even have to listen to us. You can see the shit on a daily basis. What is that? Quit making everything about women and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm never gonna change. I'm never gonna change that position. Never.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna be the best me for me.
Mm-hmm.
For
And
me.
we've gotten to the point now that, you know, even if you wanted to show sympathy, if a woman comes up to you and says she was abused, you got to be suspect right out the gate, because they throw that out with the quickness on everything. I mean, you've got a 45 minute video of one of the DAs in New York who handles divorce cases having a group of women in the courtroom, and she's literally, she's not even being subtle about it. She's explaining to them how to make up false shit, get restraining orders, and et cetera and so on, to shore up their case to go in after the husband and boyfriend and all that. Dude, they don't care. They are blatant with that shit now. They are blatant with it, and nobody's getting hit. Nobody's getting, because she literally just sat there and told every last one of them to perjure themselves in court. That's literally what she did, and there was no repercussions for this chick. As a matter of fact, she failed upwards. She got promoted.
Well, I mean, you got to think. You can't expect anything else from them.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
They do it. They do it in their natural lives. I mean, heck, you got it when girls do have friends, when these chicks do have other female friends. Shit, they all know that these dudes they getting fucked on the who they fucking on the side and all that. They already know this one dude on the way out, and they just and then they men know it too, and they won't tell this nigga.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I mean, you just can't expect anything else from them. But yeah,
No.
and that's the thing, man. So I mean, you got to do what you can to bring yourself peace of mind. You ain't gonna find peace with no woman. I just
No, you're not. You're not.
You can't do it, because I mean they're literally embroiled in chaos. They want no other way to be. So you have to find peace for yourself. That way you can find, your happiness.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something to that. My what I tell people all the time: when you're finding yourself, it needs to be a process, and that process takes a lot of maturity and a lot of perseverance. Because certain brothers will say, "Yeah, I'm working on myself," but then you get caught up on your own bullshit. So the whole mental capacity of yourself as a man, that is a process. That's just not a 1, 2, 3 process. I mean, certain people think in odds like being for myself is just okay, I'm gonna just do something this week to better myself, and then I'm gonna just go back to whatever. No, that's not how the process works, because it could be a lifetime thing, it could be a monthly thing, it could take you a year or two. But the understanding about the process is you're committed to it, you're going to do it, you're not letting nothing get in your way. Okay, and it's that term they use, homeostasis, which is the idea that you're doing something, but you're looking for a cheating aspect in order to say, well, I did something good today towards my development, so let me just cheat for today and it's okay. But once you cheat that one time, you start cheating again and trying to reward yourself off of that cheat. So therefore, after you cheat so many times, you're just like, screw it, I'm just going to go back to the way I was instead of being back to the way I need to be. And certain brothers and certain people or men don't understand that in general. That's why I say the process doesn't need to just be, the process can never just be, oh, I'm going to just do this one time and that's it. No. This is a lifestyle now. You got to understand this is a lifestyle and you got to abide by it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to. And like I tell brothers, look, if there's one thing, if I can get brothers to do one thing only, watch a documentary called Divorce Corp.
Oh,
and after you're done, come back and talk to me about pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm dead ass on that. I'm dead ass. And when I say this is a documentary from like what is this, 2020, almost 7 years ago? It came out in like 2014, 2015, something like that. Yeah, so 7 years ago. Watch that documentary. Dead ass. Watch that documentary,
Hey.
and then after you're done, come back and we can resume our conversation about pussy, and we'll see where you stand then.
Hey, but what you gonna do? You got to get off sometime.
Oh,
You
that's
know
all
what?
you do.
You know what? Here's my thing. Here's my thing. If that's what you have to do, here's my two options for that. You play it the way Marco does, but I doubt people can because they don't have the internal fortitude to keep it that level. Because niggas like to fall in love with pussy. So if that's not an option, then go rent the shit and send it back. That's why I keep telling people. I used to use escorts a lot back in the day, and people were like, "Oh, so you just like paying for pussy?" It's not about paying for pussy, dude. It's not about paying. It's about paying a bitch to leave. When you get down to it, I
You
don't have
legally
to,
tell a bitch she can go.
exactly. I don't have to worry about her showing up at my house talking about why I ain't call her. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to hear none of that shit about meet my mother. I don't want to hear none of that shit about when we gonna get married, when we moving in, none of that shit. If we're talking about just about getting your dick wet, then an escort is more than sufficient.
And
Period. End of story.
here's the other thing. Damn it, them niggas paying too.
Damn, new for real. Did you see what he put in the
I
chat?
used to go to family court with the homie.
No, the one after that. The one after
they
that.
could watch it till their eyes bleed and still get fucked, literally and figuratively.
He
Yeah.
ain't lying. You know, the sad part is he's not lying. He is not fucking lying. But you know what the only benefit that I come away with that is you can't say you didn't know. The rest is on you. That's all I can do is give the information.
Yep. You take it. You receive it how you receive it. That's it. At the end of the day.
Mhm.
Yeah. We all gotta learn it, and that's why I say like I'm very humble. Like I'll just know like I might have done some fuck shit this time, but I know not to do that dumbass shit again.
No. Oh no. Well, you ain't no real nigga then. Real niggas gotta keep beating their head up against the wall. I'm gonna break
Real niggas out for through, yo. Real niggas out for through. You know what I'm saying, son?
No, I'm saying, son.
That shit. You know
Nah,
what I'm
son,
saying?
don't be a bitch, son. You feel me? Swear to motherfuckers you talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Word. You know what I'm saying? Word to the mother. You know what I'm saying? You
Word
gotta
to mother,
do
B.
that shit, nigga.
Facts, B. That's that ass word to my Tims, my nigga. Like,
Yep. That's what it is. But like I said, if brothers want us to keep eating paint chips, man, and what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You tell a nigga not to do it, but he want to keep eating the paint chips. Let him have it, man.
Damn, Newbie. You don't put that shit in the chat too damn much.
Put what in the chat?
About eating the paint chips.
Oh, is that where I got that from?
Yeah, that's you got it from Newbie.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, there you go. I knew I heard it somewhere. I couldn't remember.
Hey, but yeah, he was telling the story one time too. But yeah, but he got it from somebody else. But yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, New. And it's still accurate, regardless of who said it. So
No, it wasn't accurate then.
how so?
Because the motherfucker was talking about me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the motherfucker I hear from over here. You know I don't like the military name niggas.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. I knew I heard the paint chip analogy somewhere, but I didn't know from where.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still
That's where
accurate.
yeah, that's what yeah. Oh damn.
Oh jeez, man. But but like I said, man. Let me stop messing with Isaac.
I'm worried about it.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you like I said, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. The only thing we can do is give them the information. It's just that you look at the numbers and the statistics, man, and we're dropping off like flies, man. We're dropping off like flies. I mean, self-harm to ourselves as men, man, has been going through the roof for a minute, for a good minute. I mean, tracking the numbers from the last 10 years, it keeps increasing every damn year.
Yeah.
And you just hate to see it.
Mhm.
You just do.
Yeah, it is increasing. It's getting worse. But man,
Yeah. And like you said, it ain't gonna get better no time soon, if ever, to be honest. So I don't. I just don't know. Like I said, the only thing you can do is be sad about it, because I mean, outside of that, like the saying goes, if somebody wants to do it, they're gonna do it.
that's right. If you like it, I love it. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm not finna tell you not to do it. I'm gonna tell you go ahead and do it. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously, people telling them not to do it don't work. So shit, I'm gonna tell them to do it. Maybe maybe they'll be hard headed just out of spite.
Yeah, right.
You know, if you tell them, it's like sometimes that's a trick effect. If you tell them, yeah, go ahead and do it, sometimes they'll have that second thought come in. They'll be like, you telling me to do it? And then they'll have that second thought to be like, I don't want to do it. They'll clam up.
Yeah, you just got to go Morgan Freeman on them. Lean on me. If you're gonna kill yourself, go ahead and do it. Jump, boy, jump. Do it expeditiously. If you're gonna do it.
Yeah, right. Right. Don't
If you want to
do
kill
it.
yourself, don't do it. Hell, jump.
Yeah, don't half-ass it. Go all the way.
Get
All
the
the
shit
way.
done.
Or like my drill sergeant used to say, go ahead, be a hero. Come on, hero. Do what you gotta do. That stupid ass accent he had, man. Hey, wait, what? Oh, okay. I'm going to the chat, man. I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm going backwards. I see Greenman say you said something about I'm over here eating peanuts out of the shell. What the hell does that mean?
Because you
Oh,
was
because
doing
you was
some
making
cracking.
earlier.
Because I was what?
You was
It sound-
the noise that was coming from your
Yeah.
thing.
It was some popping and cracking going on.
Yeah.
It sounded like you was cracking nuts. So I wasn't gonna say peanuts. I thought you was cracking walnuts or pecans or something.
Oh no, that was my tinfoil thing. I was taking out yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. This.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was. That's my bad. I didn't even realize y'all could hear that.
Yeah.
I was my vape pen. I was changing the coil, and it comes in these foil wrap things. I'm sorry, I didn't even know y'all heard that shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so this picks up everything. But yeah, but going back to again, you know, I'm just sad to hear that another brother had to do that or take that path.
Yeah. It's sad, but
Yeah.
it's a reality.
Anybody else coming up, or y'all just hanging in the chat?
I think they chilling.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think they chilling. But shoot, I'm getting ready to wrap it up anyways.
Okay.
Some of folks got responsibilities. We all can't. All of us don't work from home. Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that.
well, you wouldn't be the only one. I know Zero listening in the background.
Yeah.
But
And let me put this in the chat real quick. Somebody's got the documentary up for free on their channel.
okay. We'll put it
There
in
we go. Yeah, I just dropped it in.
I'm gonna watch that right now after this.
Divorce court. Dang.
Yep.
But yeah,
Multi-billion-dollar organization, man. Well, I'm not organization, industry. Sorry, industry.
damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to check it out. Well, all right, man. It's been good getting this out here, man, tonight. Thanks for coming up, Brown Bird. You got any closing thoughts, man?
Hey man, Eisen, appreciate it, man. First time coming on here. I always like speaking with my intellectual brothers. You know the vibes. Eisen, you already know. Lawrence, it's always great speaking to you, bro.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you know, always good convos. But yeah, bro, I appreciate it a lot, bro. Thanks a lot, man.
Lawrence.
Same as always. Thanks for having me, and guys, take care of yourselves, man. It's just not worth that. It just isn't.
Yeah. And man, we got to shout out to Smooth. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. We had two South niggas on here because if not, it would have been me against these New York motherfuckers up here.
Technically, it's three New York. It's three New York niggas. You just traded the North for the South, so you got it, bro.
Hey, Brown Bird, what part of Brooklyn?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not in Brooklyn, bro.
Where you at?
I'm uptown.
Manhattan?
Hamilton Heights.
Oh, damn, that's right. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But
I told you, Lawrence. I just chill in Brooklyn a lot because my homies be out there.
That's right. You did tell me that before. You sure did.
Yeah.
I'm old, man. The memory goes sometimes, man. It's just
No, that's all good, bro.
You might need to take some Gorilla Mind Rush or something. I don't know.
You know what's sad? I have a whole damn bottle of that shit too.
Damn.
I really do, and I keep forgetting to take it. I bought it. I tried it once. I swear, that's what I'm saying. You get older, man. I bought it. I tried it once. I was like, okay, that's cool, and then I forget to take it every damn day.
South gonna hold it down.
Oh man, when Aegon played this shit. Oh, that was so terrible. God, it was terrible.
It was hilarious, yo.
This shit was terrible. But yeah, just want to say before we get out of here, brothers, be safe. Mental and emotional health is a serious thing. Peace of minds. Peace of mind, you can't beat it with a stick. It's something that it brings you comfort in the end. So before I get out of here, all y'all niggas make sure strap up, put that rubber on, protect yourself. Getting the bitch pregnant is the second worst thing that can happen to you. The first thing, of course, is getting one of them old diseases. So be safe on that. Don't do it without one. It's cheaper in the long run too than having to pay for doctors and then child support and everything else that they want to extort out of you. So that's all I gotta say. We'll be back in here again on Sunday. But hey, be safe and peace.
Can I say one more thing real quick?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yo, man, don't buy into propaganda. It is not cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper not to have her. That was it. That was it.
Damn. Well, that was Johnny Taylor, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. You mean the cheaper to keep her thing?
Yeah, the song, yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, that was Johnny Taylor. Yep,
but the last part about it's cheaper not to have her, that's me.
Oh yeah.
That's me. Yeah. Don't buy. It's not cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper not to have her. Just keep that in mind.
Well, she ain't ever yours anyway.
Exactly. It's just your turn.
Streets.
Yeah, it's just your turn.
That's it. All right.
All right, man. Peace.
All right.